Hello everyone, welcome to City Code. I'm your Dungeon Master Harna, and joining me today is my usual rigmarole of players. Let's start off with the person who spent the most on Amazon Prime Day, and then work our way down from there.
Why are you gonna call me out like that?
What, spent the most on Amazon?
Spent the most on Amazon Prime Day today.
Well, I'll go then.
Okay then,
I am Will, I'm playing Killer Chihuahua Ranger, and I'll pass on to the next person I know has bought some stuff.
I'm not gonna ask how much you spent. Hello,
I've spent a lot of money on presents.
My name is Ryan. I'm playing Cyrus Revenmore, the Aesmore Barbarian. Passing it on to the next shopaholic on Prime
I
Day.
was about to say, Ryan, one item I bought is 2.5 times the value of the thing you bought.
I bought two things that equaled that value. Two things made that.
2.5 times that. Ridiculous.
Who's next?
Did anyone else buy anything?
Anyone?
I'll go
Stuff on
next.
Prime.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Boris Darkhoof, the City Rogue Fighter.
Hi, I'm Mary. I play Astral ASMR Cleric.
Friday. And a free tip for everybody who wants to use Amazon, especially on Prime Day. If you go to, it's not sponsored, this is the good life advice. If you go to uk.camelcamelcamel.com, it's a price tracker, and you can search up the Amazon product you're thinking about buying on Prime Day, and you can see the price history, and you can normally see if the price has been artificially inflated like a week before and then has dropped down, and you can see if you're actually getting a deal or not. Oh, camel.
You could have told me that like 2
not
hours ago.
sponsored,
Yep.
but if you would like to sponsor us, Camel, we're open to that.
They're free, so I don't know if they, I'll plug it. I use it. It's good. It works.
I'm actually plugging the thing in I bought now just to see what the hell.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. It's worth checking. Did you get scammed?
No, thank God I got. No, I'm sorry.
It would help if I could spell.
Alrighty, and while Ryan struggles with the concept of spelling, who wants to remind us what happened last time?
It's very in character for me, okay?
We
you
did
go.
a rescue mission successfully,
There
despite
you go, Ryan.
the attack of illithids and salad.
I know how to
Salad.
spell camel.
Salad.
God, fuck autocorrect.
Salad.
Sorry,
Salad.
they've lost all credibility from that typo.
Beros, worst fear.
Salad.
Why did the enemy?
It's like giant frog, meh. Salad,
I'm intrigued. Sorry, I got very distracted.
Camel.
Yeah, but I scrolled down to the other deals we think you like. So bear in mind that the thing I bought, and I'll just say it quietly because someone's in the next room, is a hair product thing.
Why
The
does this
thing
turn
it's
into-
recommended is
hair
other
wrap?
things I would like is a P Rabbit from Love Funny. I'm like,
maybe you would
these
like
two go
that.
together?
Maybe you would like
You've
that.
changed your algorithms. There's no going back now.
Maybe you would like
yeah.
that.
It's like how every
Apparently.
time I go
Is
on
it a good
Tumblr,
deal?
it's like, we think you'd like this account, and it's always a porn account, without fail. It's like, I don't follow any porn accounts, but sure, I guess. So
You
every
follow
time I go on
one,
Tumblr,
and
it's
then-
like, hey, you want to see some tits? And it's like, it doesn't matter whether I wanted to or not, you're going to show them to me anyway.
It's where you follow one and they suddenly disappear.
The worst is when you look at something on Amazon you want but can't afford, and then every single website is like, you want to buy that? You want to buy that? It's like, yes, but I have
Yes,
no
but I
money.
can't.
Mm-hmm.
Stop taunting me.
Like, right now, every single time I go on people's like Instagram stories, the like in between ads is like, hey, you want to buy this 5-foot-long Arcanine plush? And it's like, yes, obviously I want to buy that, but I'm not going to spend $300 on it.
The thing that always makes me laugh is like whenever you like buy something and it's like, would you like to use subscribe and save for this item? And you're
Yeah,
buying
and
like
it's-
a graphics card, and
Yeah.
it's like, no, are you nuts? It's like most
Every
most
2
people
weeks
order
you
this.
get another graphic.
Most people order this once a month, and it's like
The
they
weirdest
don't.
with that is when we bought our kitchen bin off Amazon, and it was like, would you like to subscribe and save this kitchen bin?
Yeah.
Like monthly.
People
See,
are
I
really
could see the
violent with
graphics
things.
card if you were at the height of bit mining, something like that. But that was it.
I mean, I accidentally subscribed to a
Mead.
Mead.
Describe
Yeah,
something.
Restock. I bought 6 bottles of mead as a one-off, and the next month I was like, why have I been charged like 70 quid? And then the next day, 6 more bottles of mead had arrived. I'd only drank 1, and I went, this is a problem. I'm not an alcoholic.
Hey, maybe there's someone out there who's like, damn, I need to double up on my mead subscription.
But yeah, we last time you successfully escaped Salim's Grace and the strange attacking of the secondary kind of like alien race that you encountered out
their
in the
name.
Expanse. The Sundered also arrived partially way through and seemed to get involved. But everyone who you cared about, you were able to get safely on the shuttle and escaped. You made it back to your vessel, the Chimera, and you forced an early star shift, which sent you, were heading back towards Nula Major to head back towards Squall. So to do so, you were kind of following the main trading belt around. You've ended up in the Tranquillian system, which is this like quite vibrant system. It's got like diverse planetary environments, all of like their own little bustling activities. There's an urban world, more agricultural like world, like a big old mining outpost and things like that, and also one of these large amalgamate military stations, the Bulwark Station, as well, is also to be found here, if any of those catch your eye. And also, I will say, you are now at a point where you have kind of like uncovered a route now. So like it is almost like you have discovered a route. So if you want to just be like, we want to travel from here all the way back to the Nova Arcane system, we will just do a series of rolls every time you jump and see if any complications arrive. And they don't, we can just say you get there. You know, like you don't need to stop at every like system and like, you know, stuff. If you want to, completely fine, but you can not quite fast travel, but you don't have to do
I was gonna say we finally unlocked fast travel.
Yeah, we don't spend 8 sessions getting there.
Well, you now know it's safe. Like so before it was like the uncertainty of like you could have gone in your system and it could be like a military system where, you know, there was an attack going on, like, you know, and maybe there are areas like that where, you know, they aren't safe to like travel through, that you'd always have to stop there. But you know that these routes at the moment are safe, but then that's why you roll the complications to see if anything happens on the way. But, you know, they're heavily populated enough that you can like always stop off and get more mana coils, and, you know, we can just mark them off if you need them, kind of thing. So like you can speed up your journeys if you so wish, or you can do it each one time by time. Like that also works for me. Whatever works for you guys.
Well, we could land at a place that if it has any trading or anything, and we could get the ship repaired there because our engines have suffered damage.
Where was that trade station thing? It was, I'm assuming it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Oh.
Well, to be fair,
There?
Tranquil Prime.
Yeah, Tranquillian Prime has a galactic trade nexus on it, so and it also has a spaceport as well.
Like
The spaceport
we
would
don't-
have maintenance base.
If we don't want to use the spare engine components or like any of our quick fixes, if we want to save those, we could just go and spend the money to get the ship repaired by other people. Or if you want to just stay traveling, I can fix the engine.
Well, we also have the scraps that we can use to cheapen the repairs.
The last time we were able to trade pretty much like the scrap for the repairs.
Yeah, like I bought an engine component in case we had to like emergency jump, which I
More
figured.
than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think landing on Tranquillian Prime and kind of laying low for like an evening is probably a good, a good thing.
But let's not stick around for very long.
Yeah,
No,
especially
no,
if the Illithid are in the next system over. Also, how's my medical examination going?
I mean, that's kind of where we left off. You guys were kind of all scattered at the ship.
You're a slud now, by the
Cyrus
Oh
is
no!
being...
Oh yeah, you were getting dragged, weren't you?
Just
I was
giant
dragging
frog
you to the mythical
with
bay.
one little horn.
Yeah, Cyrus is being investigated for his potential infection.
Or you're just like, well, at least I'm symmetrical now, and only like one of your hands is webbed and the other one's just regular. It's like, aww.
And the opposite side to the horn as well. So it's not all one-sided.
make a medicine check for Astra, whether she's smart enough to know that you're actually healthy.
Yeah, do medicine check. Let's see if-
Bloodletting.
13.
13. You basically go through his, generic, like, well-being and things like that. He doesn't have any obvious signs of, any, lingering ailments or anything like that. And you guys also kind of, like, have jumped to a conclusion, like, that, something might have happened. But, like, some of you saw, creatures.
Out that shit.
Some people, yes, you saw people, like, some things being, like, injected by this, like, stuff. And I think, Cyrus, you were subjected to it.
I did get bit, but I beat the sieve.
Yeah, so you got injected by it, but it looks like, any evidence of it, you can't find any evidence in the wound or anything like that. When you check what the wound is, there's no, like, infection there that stands out to you. Like, and you're not really 100% even sure what you're looking for, if that makes sense.
But nothing stands out at her.
Nothing seems weird. Again, nothing seems weird or startling at the moment. And, like, there's nothing super obvious. Is probably the fairest way to say it.
Yeah.
Can I go now?
I think so.
You don't sound too sure.
Well,
Would she get
That
advantage
mushroom
on
lady
the check
might be
because I
paranoid.
sent my dad after?
I mean, your dad is also, because a bit probably the reason why it wasn't a disadvantage, because, this is like an alien disease. It was just that he was there, so. It's not like the chicken pox, it's like space herpes, like, what do you even look for, You're not trained to deal with space herpes.
I'm imagining look for regular herpes, but weird. Right? How different can herpes be?
Who knows?
This is more like space diabetes. Is my foot gonna fall off and be replaced by a frog foot? Who knows?
Gotta inject
put that
you with
out there. I don't want to have to
frog
amputate
insulin.
your leg.
Anti-frog insulin? I don't know.
Anti-frogogen.
The
Well, how
opposite of
about
frog.
we just keep an eye on cat. How about we just keep an eye on me if I look like I'm turning into a frog or tadpole?
I whack you over the head.
No, that's not helpful.
We'll put him
That's
in
it.
quarantine.
Might be helpful.
Right now?
No, if you look weird,
Oh,
Sure,
okay.
sure. quarantine.
Well, we sure we're not meant to be putting him in quarantine now?
What?
It seems you have this under control. I'm gonna go check on my family, and think about and leave the med bay.
Thank you, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you. I guess. So am I staying here or can I go?
You can go.
Cyrus will get up and start heading to assist Diaz with the engines.
You get in, Cyrus. It's like a bit of a mess. You see like a lot of like panelings being pulled off the engines, kind of like supporting area, and Daze is like fully just going to work and trying to assess the damage, of which there is a fair bit.
Yeah. Can I do like a quick perception check just to see if I notice anything in particular or the best place to
You
start?
can do like a little engineering check if you want, just to see if anything stands out to you with your engineering eye.
Do I roll that with tools die?
Yeah. If you have like a Tinker's tools or something like that, yeah.
That didn't roll anything.
That tells you that you have proficiency.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know how to roll these.
Just roll a wisdom check, and then you can add the proficiency if you have it with those to it.
Oh, sweet.
Because you're using your proficiency in the engineering side of things to assess it's how you know what to look for specifically.
That is a 13.
13. Yeah. I mean, like with Diaz right there as well. It's obviously engine has basically taken like a lot of damage, kind of more to be attributed with like essentially overloading of the the coils and the like systems that kind of like power it. So pieces will need replaced, like there's bits that are completely fried and things like that. But it's not like it's be completely disabled. It still functions. Like it just can't be pushed to the limit in a sense. It's kind of like
It's
when your car
hindered.
goes into limp mode, like that kind of thing, where it doesn't quite let you access the full. The engine's almost like protecting itself with its like built-in like safety measures, which you've already
The engine
overridden
still
once.
works, but the turbo's gone.
Yeah, turbo shot.
There's no oomph.
But, it can still star shift. It just it just takes a little bit longer to get from A to B and all that kind of stuff.
It's when you put your foot down and it takes 20 miles to get to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's when you see the person walking beside you, outpacing you.
Cyclist overtakes you on a hill. So that's what Cyrus is doing. He's working on patchwork the engines, get them to the next planet.
Nice. Yep, perfect. Yeah, you basically start getting the engines like all sorted with days, like just going through. And yeah, there's maybe a little bit of like talk about like how fucking crazy that was, things like that, but nothing major from anybody unless you want to seek anyone in particular out. What's the plan? Are you guys gonna head down towards Tranquillium Prime?
I think that's the plan. Specifically to maybe the station where we can get repaired.
Yep, you fly down towards Tranquillium Prime, and what really stands out even from orbit is this building. It's called Aurora Heights, and it is like the tallest skyscraper ever. It like goes into low orbit. It's so tall. It's almost like the start of a like a space elevator, like the beginning of one, but it doesn't connect to a satellite or anything like that. It just seems to support itself, probably held up with magic or something along those lines. But you see, it's got like at the top this big like neon thing, like old like Vegas almost, like casino at the top. You see there are whole levels where there's like multiple stories like open. There's big windows, and it has like parks and like big like lakes and things like that almost in it. It's huge, like it's crazy. And probably all the top end like businesses, clubs, like things like that are all probably found here. And like obviously luxury residences like as well. As you kind of like fly past it, heading down towards Spaceport, which isn't too far away, and it kind of like overwatches so much the area just with its height. As you kind of fly in, you're basically like healed with like an automatic docking system, and basically like get assigned a docking bay. You're able to put the ship down on the ground. A few like people kind of like come over like little attendants. There is a daily fee of 100 chits just to basically dock your ship here. Just like a little parking fee. And a quick assessment of your ship. They basically said it's been obviously damaged to your engines, but that seems to be all there is. They put it down to basically that you probably have jumped, you started it too quickly in succession, and the engine is overheated. It'll cost to repair it on top of the 100 chits. It'll be another 660 chits for the repairs, and it'll take them, they estimate, anywhere from 6 to 7 hours to get it done.
Yeah. Do we want to use scrap for that, or do we just want to pay it straight out?
Scrap. I think we got 7,000 scrap apparently.
Yeah, and the more scrap we use, the less weight we're going to be carrying on the ship as well.
I think the scrap just went like 1-to-1 for chit, so
Knock off.
knock off 660 of that 7,000, and then
Yeah, 6.
that basically covers their fee as well to like work on it to a degree. They basically take the stock because they can use it on other ships. And yeah, it'll still take them the same amount of time, but like about 6-7 hours or so. So you have a little bit of time here if you want to go look around. There's a galactic nexus here. There's like a administrative building for the Amalgamate, which oversees kind of like the local governing body of the Tranquillian system here. So maybe if you want to get in contact with anyone or report out things you've seen, maybe that'll be the place to be. Or there is also Aurora Heights itself, which is like the big thing. Then there are obviously other areas like just tell them what you're looking for. This is a big urban planet. Very densely populated, big economic center here. Yeah, good infrastructure. There's probably like big metro systems that take you from place to place. Like it's a very advanced city.
Could we access the Galactic Trade Nexus from here?
Yeah, you wouldn't. Normally, you would basically like. Obviously, all the ones you kind of found before, they're normally in orbit, and you just dock straight there. The Galactic Trade Nexus is near the spaceport, and basically how this one seems to work is the trading is kind of more done on like here's a like a holographic projection of what I'm selling, like, or these, like, there's most people sell standardized equipment and things like that, especially larger items, but it's all basically kept on the ship, and then they're basically like, oh yeah, here's the docking bay. If you go down here, my other colleague will meet you. I'll give word that you're here to pick up X, Y, and Z. And there are smaller vendors as well who are selling like more handheld and like basic equipment, like more stuff you kind of find. You've been in these before plenty of times. There are lots of like almost shipping container like stalls, effectively.
Yeah. Well, I'll turn to Volgair. I mean, we probably would have more luck at the trade nexus here than the last planets. This one seems to be quite active, so if we're looking for a decent deal, then
we've still got to sell that brew that we brought at the last place.
I mean, we might be able to even sell it here.
Or trade it up for something better value.
Well, we can certainly have a look. We were going to use that ale anyway for that plan. We've not needed it, so maybe we can find a catering company or a military vendor looking for cheap booze. Try and upsell it, and then either that or we trade it away for some uptraded.
Yeah. We
really hammer it down. Anyone is welcome to join us, but maybe the Moros would like just walk around, maybe enjoy the fresh air.
Have we yet found out? Maybe best we wait until we know if we're still being searched for, or anything like that. We are still potentially criminals.
Well, we managed to pick up some spare clothing for you. Atlas thought it'd be better to get you out of your, convict clothes as soon as possible.
Oh, that would be most marvelous. These do chafe awful. You present them the clothing you bought?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not wearing that! No! This will not do at
Please.
all.
Mrs. Monroe needs must.
Is this polyester? An acrylic?
It's a blend, I believe.
Oh, it's worse. Yeah,
Worse than that is that we could not afford clothes for Micaiah, so his choice is going to be prison garb or Cyrus hand-me-downs.
You're right. Your dad will change out, just in case anyone boards the ship to search for anything and things like that.
But the other thing to point out is it's Cyrus and then Beros hand-me-downs.
Well, no, because it's the nice trousers and shirt that Atlas bought Cyrus to meet her parents in, so he will offer those to Micaiah.
Yeah, Micaiah will take them. He'll be like, yeah, be good to get out of these overalls, just in case we get recognized. But
It's
probably
worth hiding them.
Is it worth us getting off and showing our face so soon? Maybe you should do a little check and see if there's any
Reconnoitering.
wanted posters or anything like that.
Do some reconnoitering.
I mean, I don't believe that it's probably necessary. We're more wanted than you, and we've not really had any trouble.
Also, with what was going on that ship, I don't think they would have had time to send out a message. Prisoners escaping.
Well,
If anybody survived, that is.
I did hear this one guy shouting about it from the ship. I could hear him from the other.
He wasn't happy about the prisoners getting out,
So-
but they also had to deal with, squid and frogs, so...
If there's one thing we've learned from the amalgamate, information doesn't travel that fast, and it's very bureaucratic. It could take weeks for it to get here, especially kind of somewhere a little bit more civilian.
Not to mention that everywhere the illithids appear, information seems to vanish suddenly. Case in point, we're all terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly they'll be fine, and maybe the fresh air will be good for them.
Do your parents know we're terrorists at this point?
I think they're...
Well, they were put on
working
trial for
two and
my
two together.
crimes, so...
it's been alluded to.
we broken out of prison and broke them off a ship, so...
Well, I mean,
Putting 3 and
they've
3
all been on
together.
trial for my crimes, so I assume they've heard everything we've
Well-
done in the worst light possible, right?
Weren't they just put on trial because they knew something to do with Bear? They knew.
Yeah, wasn't that to
Barros.
do with Barros's mother, not Tilm?
Yeah.
I believe it was all linked. You guys also got arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
True.
Some of us did.
Some of us.
Some of us weren't smart enough to not go to the prison.
And some of us turned off gravity to an entire space station.
I just
Arrested the
love,
rebels
like,
people.
okay, and we send the Asimar to get Atlas out of jail. Update, we're in jail.
You could just hear the face palms from halfway across the station from
Fight
me
the
and
gods.
Barros.
That would have made us look guilty.
Unlike going to jail, which makes you look
Which
really
also makes us
innocent.
guilty.
Without a
No,
trial.
Innocent until proven.
Innocent
I think you
until
were
you
guilty
break
until
out of
proven
jail and
innocent.
kill those guards anyway.
They had it coming.
And you cause millions of credits of damage.
Hey, we didn't flip gravity, okay? That's the real tragedy here.
Look, you call your prison inescapable, you're baiting an escape at that point.
Not to mention Blowtorch Chimera. That also didn't help things, but they were out of control. It
That's
was
a-
a messy situation,
The,
okay?
the cons is
I don't know.
quenched. We never expected the cons to quench.
That's the point.
All
I'm
the
not-
cons-
I think we'll be fine.
All the cons
Yeah.
is quenched at the
Well,
one
let's just-
point.
All the
Let's just
cons
keep
is
our ears out while we're
simultaneously
searching for some
quenched.
deals.
There was a simultaneous quenching of the conses.
If they
I'm
don't
sure
wanna get off
nothing
the
else
ship,
bad
let's
will
not
happen.
make.
Yeah, I think you're good for now. This might be the only time before word gets out that you can step off a ship and breathe some fresh air.
Harry's slowly making a diabolical plan to.
All the things that can go wrong.
You open door to a parade of guards.
He's
with
writing
weapons
down all the
drawn.
quences.
Yep, all the quences.
It's just a
He's also
list
making
saying
up a few new ones.
quences.
I will then, if the Moreaus are going off on their own, I'll give them my quantum entanglement communicator, so that they have easy kind of communication with Atlas if things go wrong.
I feel like Atlas would go with them. I feel like Atlas is very torn between, like, don't let family out of sight because last time you did, they went to jail, and I don't want to deal with the earful that I'm going to be getting as I walk around.
Well, they can't say too much because you'll be in a public space, so...
Yeah, true. You're pretty safe.
Did you get us
in that.
captured by the amalgamate, and then why did you break us off that prison ship?
Guards!
Mother?
No, you
I mean,
probably
she's been getting that for like a while, like the whole like R's, like, you know, Starshift, like, you know, all that kind of thing.
You can't see
Yeah, I mean,
Atlas's face because it's mask, but the mask hasn't even moved slightly in direction in over an hour. It's just straight ahead.
You're no longer hearing about that whole situation. All you're going to hear now is your mother complaining about type of quality of the clothes she's wearing.
But like, to be fair,
The
like
entire walk around.
Atlas's mother's eccentric personality aside, both Micaiah and Ichabod are both incredibly worried about what those weird creatures were, and they both expressed, like, you know, kind of similar to Deez's reaction. They've not seen these things before, and even Deez as well, like, expresses a bit of like worry about, like, you know, I don't know what those weird frog
I feel like
things were,
Days
but-
comes in like, okay, the squids we had established and I was starting to deal with it. You didn't tell me about the frogs, and we're like, oh, we didn't know about the frogs.
Yeah.
The frogs are new. We thought there was just one weird alien species nobody had heard of following us, but apparently there is more.
We tried to tell people, but all of a sudden we're terrorists.
Yeah, now we've got some kind of interdimensional, intergalactic war chasing us.
So the
That's
squid
fun.
hate the frogs hate the squid. The frogs also hate us, and the squid hate us, but the squid hate us more than the frogs hated us? Because
I
the
don't
squid were
know.
willing to ignore us while they were getting rid of the frogs. They also refer to it as an outbreak, which makes it sound like some kind of virus. And the frogs turned back into people, and the squids also turned people into squids, so maybe they're like cousins.
Maybe they're in a war and they're using us as cannon fodder.
Vogue is
Maybe.
just holding his head.
Well, hang on, because when the squid turn people into squid, when the squid die, they stay squid.
Yeah, but the frogs turn back into people and
But
tadpoles.
they also, maybe it's the tadpoles or the actual race.
But they also tried. The squid also tried to put tadpoles in people because one was holding. The zombie guy pulled a tadpole out of his head and tried to put it in my head. So is he going to turn into a frog or squid?
They turn into a squid.
Maybe there's
The
different types of
the
tadpoles.
illithid tadpole was only about yay big. The slad tadpole was like think big snake,
Okay.
and quite wide as well. They're good,
So maybe they
couple inches
both.
across.
Maybe they're
For
mad that the
lack
other
of-
one's stealing their human fodder.
Maybe, for lack of a better term,
Also, the
way they reproduce.
The frog
is
said
by
that we had been
tadpole.
chosen, but I don't know whether he meant us specifically or the ship, or just
Maybe it was just because the illithid said we need to replenish our ranks.
yeah.
I'll take you. Maybe the frogs were just like, you've been chosen to join our ranks. You don't get a say.
Cannon, basically gross fodder.
If you had to choose, would you rather be a frog or a squid?
I'd rather set them on
Squid.
fire.
Yeah, I'm thinking squid. They seem to have some cool telekinesis stuff going on. Frog just there was a lot
Yeah,
of
they-
pus involved.
They seem to be a little bit more.
Barbaric.
No, the squids seem to have more control over what's going on, whereas the frogs.
We're just kind of biting people.
Yeah, but to be a squid, you need to be speared in face.
I mean, that's
Or
nearly
tadpole
happened to me
in eye.
twice now. It's not that
And
bad.
to be frog, you need to be pumped full of blood weirdly.
Yeah, and also a weird there was a lump. I didn't like that.
Yeah, the coming out of the giant lumps wasn't
Yeah.
pleasant. Where the squid at least seemed to have some kind of, I don't know, civility to them.
I'm gonna go back to the med bay because this conversation is making me nauseous.
You have a very squeamish
Um,
medic.
I think I'm gonna head off. Barros, are you joining?
Yes, I'll be there. We're going to do some trading if anyone wants to join. I think if not, then I'm sure you can find something to do on this planet.
I'll come for the walk, just if not to take in what's going on, and if anything catches my eye, I'll peel off.
I
Okay.
need fresh air after that, so I'll tag along.
The Moros are gonna go shopping as well. So
With
Cyrus-
what money? They don't have. Do they have anything on them?
You just hear them. Atlas, can you spot us some gold on the way out?
they don't have any belongings to their
I was more
belongings were-
imagining owl
the ship.
pellet regurgitation of hollow straps. How'd you do that? The Moros are gonna go shopping on Atlas's dime, and she's gonna be like, "I was saving up for."
They don't ask for anything, but they say that they basically say, yes, I'm also gonna head towards the trade network and see if I can establish any connections. Call some favors in.
Trade.
So Barros will going trade network. Cyrus going
Joining them.
trade network. Astra tagging along. Atlas
Going with the fam.
family. Sure. Let's do Atlas and their family first.
Oh, Atlas, I'll give you your backpack back as well.
Oh yeah, my haversack.
Yes, so Atlas, your family basically go out into the trade network, just around from the spaceport, and you all kind of almost go together initially, and then probably branch off to do your own thing. But you see, it's this big, almost like convention hall kind of space, big high vaulted ceiling, big glass. You see the sky above, the purplish glow, a few clouds across the sky, and it's probably around just after midday, it's lunchtime here, so people are still it's still very busy and a buzz. There are a lot of stalls all kind of backing onto each other, with these big, like, some much larger stalls. There's a few little demo pieces, things like that. But yeah, the larger pieces here are reflected more in, like, holographic illusions and projections, things like that. And then, the smaller items are kind of, like, physically there to be grabbed. There are various sectors. There's, like, a little food section, which you select with, like, different, like, foods, of, like, different things like that. Like all basically like foodstuffs and like along the lines. There's like an area that says like raw materials. There's like manufactured goods. There's like luxury items, medicine supplies, more scientific supplies, and then also like more like industrial like ship supplies as well. Kind of like just to break down the areas where you kind of all go. The Moreaus basically go more straight towards the luxuries area. And Atlas's father and Micaiah and mother.
Atlas like, no, my wallet.
They all go and they kind of like fan out a little bit. Atlas, after about 25 minutes of browsing, going back and forth, you eventually hear Micaiah is talking to someone who sounds like he might know, and you hear like, "Ah, yeah, you remember my dad, right, Dad? This is Novak. It is good to see." I don't know why I went in Russian. Novak. It is so good to see you, good sir. Oh, Mr. Moreau, it's so good to see you. Welcome to Novak. We've missed you very much. They have a little back and forth. Novak is able to source for the Moreau family on basically like a credit request because he knows that they're good for it. Various holotraps, which they connect up, and it genetically recognizes them, and they have all of their assets returned, because that's how holotraps work. They're all like a digitized system. So they retune to the items after about an hour, Atlas. They get some lunch. Your mother goes out and buys some very fine clothes for herself. Your brother will also buy some new clothing so he can return what's been lent to him. But your father is surprisingly happy just to keep in the clothing that was bought for him. It suffices. And whenever like your mother's like, but Ichabod, we could be meeting important people. We need to make sure that we're presenting ourselves for them. It's like, dear, this is not a trade journey. We're simply going home. I have clothes at home. I will change when we get there. I do not need to acquire more. We do have a walk-in wardrobe for a reason, dear. If you need more, you can. Darling, I'm fine. And it's like very much like back and forth. Do you get some lunch? Like settle down, things like that. While that's happening, yeah, go ahead.
Does that mean if we ever get a holostrap stolen, the Barry Lightfoot holostrap?
Oh yeah, that's fucked. Yeah.
We have to go back and get some more mushroom.
Yeah, that particular one. Yeah.
I don't keep any credits on there anyway. It's simply for like security.
I just love the image of Atlas doing the thing of did you guys always have the same experience, especially in uni, when like your parents would visit you and you're there like, yes, I'm gonna eat good, not pay for it.
Yeah. You go out to a pub and you're like, this is the first time I've eaten out in.
Yeah.
That's not spoons.
Yeah, like they're like, let's go to a nice restaurant, and you're like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, since you're here,
let's celebrate! Yay! And I'll have this and this and this.
I'll have another 8 of them.
And then Beros, Bulgir, Cyrus, Astra, you guys go off into the go break away from Atlas's family. Just before we delve into exactly what we want to do, whether it's like while Atlas's family are having this break, things like that, you all would, there's like these big like speaker systems, like, and you can kind of think like it's like that cyberpunky style, lots of like big holographic projections all the time. It's a little bit information overload, like from all the stalls and things like that. And there's also these larger projected things, just really like broadcasting, like, like amalgamate news and like propaganda and kind of things along those lines as well. But there is a something that catches, I would probably say, I think Asher and Atlas have the highest perceptions. What's everyone else's?
15.
14.
11.
So Volgir and Cyrus, it would probably catch yours as well, but Beros maybe is a bit distracted by all like the sights and sounds. But
Beros is like, I want one of those, and I want one of those, and
someone
I want one
shouting,
of those.
"Get your pants here, pants! Get your pants!"
What pants worn by tieflings? It's like, ooh,
Tiefling pants.
It's almost like ASMR. It's as close as you can get.
You could still smell the fire.
But yeah, you all basically see like one after another, apart from Beros, who gets acknowledged and gets pointed out to him. But you basically see like. And now with Amalgamate spokesperson, Michael Gordis. Michael, can you explain to us what happened? Yes. Unfortunately, we had a minor incident in the Aegis system. Amalgamate class, Galleon class, Tev, Salim's Grace, which was carrying dangerous fugitives, unfortunately has been destroyed in a freak explosion. We believe it was, they were having engine troubles based on the last recorded broadcasts. A rare, unique tragedy. But I would like to just take the moment to assure everyone that the TEV Starship's engines are still as safe as always. And how do you respond to the queries that perhaps the prisoners aboard may have had something to do with it? We are still investigating. The criminals would have been responsible if they've even breached out of their containment. We take those matters very, very seriously. But I'm sure everyone would please join me in a moment of silence for our budding soldiers whose lives were lost on this tragic accident. And yeah, it goes. Of course, yeah. There's a little even the broadcast goes quiet. The music still plays in the background. And of the whole, a good 60% of people kind of stop, and then the people who haven't realized, they kind of people kind of realize something's happening, and look up, see the screen, see the moment of silence comes up, and eventually everyone hushes down, and then there's this moment and the world kind of pauses.
See, I just had the image in my head when you said on the brave soldiers who have died. I just had the image of the general coming along going, this won't do. You're all meant to be dead. Boom, boom, boom.
Atlas will turn to her family and be like, well, good news. At least for a little bit, you're dead.
And then the moment the silence kind of stops, the hubbub kind of picks back up again, and the news goes straight back into. And now we're going over to Omphalos, where Enrique is going to be telling us all about the joys of nutrient paste, hard cuts over. And yeah, and then you kind of all continue your hubbub and bubble. And yeah, so it seems like the Moreaus, for now, have been assumed dead to some level.
Until their bank account starts working again.
Well. I mean, also, how much are you tracking that? It's one of those ones where,
They're dead. They exploded.
They died in an explosion. Are you really going to be, looking at the finances of someone who isn't even, from your country?
Yeah.
Probably not.
You'll be like, we were going to dump him on a ship planet anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? That you've got that little news broadcast kind of out of the way?
We are probably looking for somewhere where we can, first of all, trade this wine.
Probably somewhere in the luxury items. Maybe Atlas's father can put you in contact with Novak, who basically kind of deals in a lot of alcohols and things like that from all across the Expanse. What wine do you have? What price was it again? You should have it all written down.
Isn't it the box wine?
I do. It's
box wine.
Box wine. It's Lacquer's Brew. It's 150 shits per thing, and we've got 44 odd of them.
Is that what we paid for, or is that?
Yeah, because we bought it on clearance. Everything must.
Yeah, we bought clearance, so we bought it at 50% off, I think it was. So they were valued at 300.
Yep.
Normally.
So he will basically agree to buy it. Roll me, if someone would like to head up a persuasion check, I'll give you advantage because obviously Atlas can use her connections as in our family.
I can roll persuasion.
Yep, just to see how much of a deal you can kind of get on it.
I am not persuasive.
Even if he buys it back at 250, we're making money.
Hey.
So yeah, he'll be like, any friend of Moreau, friend of Novak, tell you what, bear in mind I need to also sell this afterwards. We could look at, I give you 275 for each one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we'd expect to get from it.
Obviously, he has to
It's
count
almost
his.
double the value.
Yeah, he has to count his margins as well to resell.
Yeah, which is probably 25 chits.
Yeah.
I also don't know if you're a friend of Moreau rather than forced acquaintance.
Yeah.
Rescuer? That's better than a friend.
Rescuer who, got them into prison in the first place.
Hey, if a friend can't get you into trouble that they can't get you out of, they're no true friend.
Okay, so we've made...
You'll buy all your stock?
14 gold so far.
Huh?
Huh?
I thought it was 150 per case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
150
150
chits
shit.
versus
So
one
overall,
gold.
overall,
See.
I think
Ryan,
It's
don't-
science, right? Sci-fi, it's always like silly
I think we
money.
put 6 gold each in, didn't we?
Don't try to got them on math.
Was it
We know
6
it's
or
not your
60?
strong
Because we
suit.
put 6,000 chits into it.
Yeah, so that's 6 gold each. I know we put. Did we put six gold in each?
Yeah.
Then, but I think the problem is we've been paying for like the mana coils and stuff like that as well. So
Well, we calculated together, right? Like
You said you have 44 cases, yeah?
yeah.
yeah, it's 12.1.
Yeah, so 12. So it sells for 12. Well, no, it sells for 121 because every chit is 100 chits is 1 gold. If you sell all of them,
Yeah.
you bought them at 1 gold 50, 1 gold and 5 silver.
No, we bought them for 1 silver, 5 copper. No, 1 silver, 150 copper.
Yeah.
So
100 gold.
That's 1
100 copper is 1 gold.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's 121. No, yeah,
Yes,
so
it's
actually
121
we're
gold.
141. Right, let me move this decimal place here.
Yeah,
'cause this decimal place
you
is
get that
causing
sorted.
issues. This decimal place is causing issues. There we go. No, I'm just going to turn it gold so I don't. Sec. I'll sort those in.
But yeah,
But yeah.
you sell that, so you got a bit of profit floating around. Which checks out
Should we
because
go
yeah,
see
you
if we
spent
can-
you spent like 6. I think you spent like 60 gold basically. You spent 6,000 chits, so getting near enough double back is correct. Roughly.
Yeah. Which sounds right.
Because you were gonna just get 6,000 gold's worth, and you're like, fuck it, we'll just get up to get buy the whole stock. That's why you got like a regular number.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have your little bit of money acquired. Anything else you would like to buy or look around for?
So you can knock that off the liquor's brew.
Yeah, well, I've just, the way this works out is that's a buy.
Oh right.
So-
Okay.
So you can see the price you bought it for. So we know what we've bought it for because knowing us, we'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to itemize
Did
this.
we make that much money on the Elvish wine?
On the Elvish wine, yeah, because we got an extra 800. We got an extra 800 chits per bottle.
I don't remember us putting 6,000 each for that, but maybe we did.
I think you did.
Yeah, well, because we said we were buying half a case each.
I think you took
And
all
it
the
was-
money of that and put it straight back in. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
so-
literally that's just stayed the same.
So right now we've made
That
is that just profit?
that's profit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll try and find a new product to buy.
sure. Would you like to look at raw materials, foodstuffs, manufactured goods, luxury items, scientific goods, medicinal goods, industrial goods?
Do you want to look at industrial goods? That might be worth. We've got a little bit more money now. We've got
Yeah,
14,000 chits roundabout to throw around.
yeah.
Make me an investigation check. See what you can rustle up.
What's your
Uh,
investigation? Mine's
not-
+5.
I'll let you do it. I'm good at talking
You'll
to them.
support me.
Yeah, I'm better at talking to people. You're better at like knowing what to buy.
Astra, do you need to get any like medical supplies or ingredients to make potions of healing or anything?
Is anyone else's Roll20 really, really slow?
My Roll20 / D&D Beyond has been acting weird. It's not letting me do saving throws.
Right.
Beyond 20 minutes, it's been updated. 23?
23.
Nice. Yeah, you find there are 5 kind of like interesting things we'll get, which all will have different, profit loss depending on where you want to go. The first one you find is mana reactors, which basically are these small portable reactors which basically take a mana coil and then can provide like immense energy, so they can be used to power things like heaters or like lights and things like that, or can be used like charge ship batteries and along that kind of way, like an emergency. So they're kind of like, if you kind of think they're like literal, they're kind of like jennies, like but they use mana cores
Generators.
effectively. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But they're little, they're
Like
called mana
small-
reactors.
Mana reactors, how much are they?
Every one is about, because they're quite powerful. They sell for 5,000. They buy for 5,000. So if you're buying them, they're 5,000 each. Because a
then-
mana reactor on like a small farming settlement could be enough to power like a whole farmstead for like a while. Bear in mind, one mana core lets a whole tev jump thousands of miles. Like.
That might be a good bargaining chip if we go to an indigenous place.
Yeah, maybe.
Just turn up with electricity.
There is also terraforming kits, which is equipment basically used to kind of like alter a planet's environment to help support humanoid life. Obviously, you would need a lot of them to terraform a whole planet, but enough to terraform what can be referred to as like a small homesteaded area. They are a bit more expensive. They are 7,500, but they are basically used as like it's kind of advertised like turn any plot of barren wasteland into a workable home, and like you see like farms cropping up and things like that, like like in seconds, as like it like changes the soil's like atmosphere and gives like a little lease of life. There are hover engines available. These are engines like what you have on the shuttle. They basically allow like anti-gravity vehicles and things like that to like work. They are, for each one, they're about 3,000 chits each. So relatively cheap and affordable. But they are not. They're kind of sold cheap because they're like tires. They break, like and they need replaced and things like that. And the shuttle probably eventually will need maybe repairs in the future. There is mining drones. They're like autonomous drones using like mining resources on asteroids and planets and like that. A mining drone is 10,000 for a mining drone. And there is also, you find only one of these, an atmosphere processor, and they basically can clean or alter a planet's atmosphere. Again, you would need a lot to do a whole planet, but then this is kind of one that would do like an isolated area, like a homestead kind of size. That's 20,000 chits. But that could do like a farm area or like something along those lines. Like pretty big, like a couple of acres. Like, but they're rare. Like those are, they're not very common, because like obviously they need a very specific. The terraforming, like there's lots of planets that are like too close to the sun that are very like scorched earth and things like that. Like things that have like a bad atmosphere, they tend to either not be bothered with at all, or that kind of thing. So, and most of those would need powered by something like the fusion generator, or the mana reactor. Sorry,
mana reactor. And is there any? So, atmosphere processor is pretty rare to be sold, so it's probably a very specific seller.
Yeah, it's very specific
kind
buyer.
Yeah. Want something that's a bit more generic, don't you?
Yeah. But that's the thing where you might be able to buy the hover engines and they might be really easy to sell, but they might not get as much money. But if you find somebody who wants to buy the atmospheric processor, then like it might be able to get more money for it in the long run. But you might have to sit on it for longer, like that kind of thing.
So this is the buy price.
Yeah, these are all buy prices here.
And bear in mind as
we
well,
know-
you guys have been buying and selling among traders, but like if you took this stuff to private people, they might pay more for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're kind of you're already using your for doing your job back on the space station when finding the manifest, you're kind of using that like traders like permit you have to basically get you access to these like areas. And yeah, it's like it's not cost price, like it's like traders discount, like it's like B&Q's trade point, like like that kind of thing,
Yeah, you get a bit of a discount, but you don't get. It's not. They're still making money.
Not wholesale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think potentially. So we got 14,000
198.
198 chits. If I put in the rest, do we want to buy 3 mana reactors? They seem like they're probably going to be easier to sell universally. terraforming kits,
Let me just put this in here
mining
quickly
drones,
today,
and
because I'll just
yeah.
because if I put that in there, like just to prove it, just to show something, even if I put 20 in there, like not 20, 15, you're not far off. We've still got a fair whack of. So you're not far off if we put in some extra. Buy a couple of them. We could put in
All right,
buy three.
we have a lot more. Right, cool. So if we buy 3, it'll.
Yeah, we could maybe. Why don't we buy 1 mana reactor and a couple, like a hover engine, and we can maybe get rid of 2 hover engines, get rid of them quicker.
I do think mana reactors are going to be an easier sell.
Well, why don't we get 2 then? And then we've still got something left over if we need to buy anything for the ship.
Yeah. Do we want to buy?
That's still 41 gold, near enough 42 left.
What's that? Is that 4,000 chits or 40,000 chits?
That
That's
4,000 chits. Yeah.
So we can buy a hover engine, and 1 hover engine, and then have just a little bit left over as just an emergency fund if we pick up any.
Well, we've got enough mana coils because we've got 11 left, and I've fully restocked it. So.
Yeah, those mana coils we're using for personal use, though, right?
Yeah. They're just because they were cheap at the time.
We use mana
There we
coils to refuel, right?
Yeah, they refill the ships too.
Yeah, that's it down here. If you look, that's all this here. The 8 jumps.
Cool.
So I refresh it whenever we stop.
Yeah, it just means that we don't have to refuel for a while, at least not pay for any refueling.
Would anybody in this trade district be selling like medical scanners that can like identify foreign bodies?
There is a area that sells medical supplies. If that's something Cyrus is a good check out, you certainly can. Make me an investigation check because I kind of look for quite a specific thing.
Aster probably help him with looking for medical stuff.
Get advantage,
17.
or she can roll herself.
How's your investigation?
I think it's +1.
No, you're actually better at it than me.
While these guys are looking, could I potentially try and barter the price of these?
Sure.
Yep.
Make me a
Cyrus
persuasion
is
check.
taller.
And what are you trying to buy, Cyrus? Not Cyrus, Barris, and Vogir.
So we would like to buy 2 mana reactors and 1 hover engine.
Sure, if it can be 2 persuasion checks then, because it's 2 different vendors.
First one. 20, none that.
So your mana reactors. He does you like a 2-for-1, like kind of like bargain. He's like, sure, buying 2 of them. He's like, tell you what, I can do 9k for both together. It's the best I got.
Cool. That was a nat 1 for the next one, so I
I
assume
mean,
it's
the
just...
10, it's like, a 10's about
Why am I not
average.
helping you?
You didn't really mention you were helping him, but I assume you were helping because you were
I
helping him
didn't,
5.
no.
So roll me 2 more then, Barros. See if you
No,
get any higher.
sorry.
Take them
I
for the
did.
one
I did say it.
you might just cut it.
One sec.
I mean, that's not much better. But that second one is a nat 20.
Hello?
I'll say the nat 20. The guy will give you you're only buying 1 hover engine. He'll do it for you for 2k. He's like,
Okay.
look, just get. Yeah. He's like, I've only got like a couple left just to clear out the stock. Sure, like I could go with 2. Not that big a loss.
Yeah, and we saved 1,000 chits on the
Yeah,
mana.
and
Well, it's just a
that
mana
also
reactor and
means-
1,000 on that one. So, but it's
We could
percentage
also
based
help
on.
Cyrus out.
Yeah.
We could also
Yeah.
help Cyrus out then if he does find something.
Let's all kind of happen at the same time,
Yeah.
unless you guys want to all go together, like slowly. But like you do have time to kill. You've got like 7 hours to kill. So
No,
you-
well, just think because like foreign bodies is a thing we're starting to encounter a lot of.
Yeah.
Slugs in the brain, slugs in the blood, mushrooms in the mushrooms. The scanner might be useful.
you find a little scan around, Cyrus. You find something which is being advertised as something called regeneration gel or regen gel. And it basically is something that kind of accelerates healing and tissue regeneration. You also find nano medkits for sale, which basically use some kind of like very small, like arcane, like little, like arcane enchanted devices to like emergency treatment, which kind of like be like an advanced version of a normal medkit. You find some pharmaceuticals that apparently give a temporary boost to arcane or psychic abilities, depending on kind of what ones you go for. And you also find you don't find something that like scans for foreign bodies or anything like that. The best thing you can kind of find, because that's quite a specific like look, you know, that you're trying to find. The best thing you can find after, you know, a good hour of searching, like, you know, up and down, like asking around, things like that, is there is kind of like an upgrade you can get for your medical bay for your ship, which basically would allow you like a full body scan, and it can like basically tell you like, you know, basically what it does is it scans someone, it then lists off all the conditions that they have, and then it recommends like, you know, spells or, you know, more mundane methods to try to like help those. It's very expensive though. It's like a ship upgrade. But that's the closest thing you can find to that. But like it's for that you're talking, it's probably about the equivalent of, I would say, for the assessment. Like it's gonna be dear because ship upgrade has to be expensive. It's probably gonna be about like 10,000 gold. Like the expensive ship upgrades are dear. Like that's, you have to remember, like things that upgrade like that, and that's a very specific what it does on it. And that's the kind of thing where it's like, you know, you have blindness, lesser restoration will solve this. You know, it doesn't cast it for you, but it basically tells you that's how you resolve the problem.
What about something like a medical room?
We have a med bay.
No, but you know what I mean, like something that maybe hasn't.
See, I was thinking
has
like,
a knowledge of everything that you can.
I was thinking of something that like you take a piece of blood and you put it in the scanner. Okay, this person's an ASMR.
Yeah.
You scan it, you're like, wait a second, this thing shouldn't be in an ASMR.
Yeah.
Remove this. That's what I was hoping for. But
That's what that big thing
for,
would
like-
do. It would like scan the whole body
yeah.
and like, you know, maybe like, you know, patient is an ASMR, you know, like assessment of the cell age suggests they're probably 27 years old, like, you know, they have suffered, you know, broken bones in the arm, leg, and like, you know, they're currently, you know, have been unconscious based on blood oxygen levels for at least this long. Like, it can help, like, you know, it's like an assessment tool. Like, it's like a full body MOT.
Meal, ASMR, 27 years old. Body is running at roughly 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
What? Okay. I will inquire as to the nano med kit. Like, what can it purify blood, or like what's the extent of these little arcane bots' abilities?
Yeah. So basically, it is kind of like a healer's kit. So like a healer's kit, it also has 10 uses. Whereas a normal healer's kit, you can use an action to stabilize creatures has 0 hit points without needing to make a wisdom medicine check. This one can do that. However, if you spend 2 charges, you can use it to heal 2d4 hit points. And if you spend 5 charges, you can use it to basically kind of like a paladin's lay on hands. Like, you can remove a poisoned condition or like, you know, that kind of thing.
That sounds.
They are fairly expensive. A standard healer's kit would cost about 500 chits. For one of these, you're talking 5,000. But it has 10 uses, so like, you know, if it has it's kind of similar. It's on par with like either 5 basic health potions or 2 casts of like less restoration. But you can mix and match as well, and also has, you know, a few, you know.
So it's like a step up from the med kit thing.
It's like an upgrade from the standard healer's kit. It's an upgrade, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How much would Oh bollocks! What was the other thing that I thought sounded cool? The doping, where you can boost your psychic ability and whatnot.
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Yes. I couldn't think of what it was.
I think you need Beros for that. Just we come back to Cyrus. He's got a bit of white powder on the bottom of his nose and a bit on the tip of his horn for some reason.
So it's not like a sniffed substance like you are suggesting. They are basically intaken via a needle. They're kind of like adrenaline, they're kind of like epinephrine style, like they're the little automatic auto injectors. So you don't need train to use one like that. You see, push the it yourself, press and hold the button, and then you get a sight. Basically, there's two variants. One is psychic, which focuses on like psionic abilities, which some classes have. The other is arcane, which focuses more like arcane versions. There are also versions for like boosting druidic or boosting other like even divine magic and things like that. But those aren't available here at the minute. Just the role you had, you only found the psionic and the arcane versions. But they all kind of work roughly the same. Action to use, and then for 1 minute. You basically have advantage on all attack rolls with your spell attacks, and any creature that has to make a saving throw against your spells does so at disadvantage.
So they don't protect against like psionic effects?
They're not a
don't give you
protection.
advantage.
They're like a boost. They boost your abilities, so they make
Okay.
you like if you had like maybe if you had like a built-in ability where you were maybe more resistant, maybe it would help that if you use like psionic shielding or things like that. But at their core, basically what they do is they basically give you advantage on your attacks and enemies disadvantage on the saving throws against those like spells and things like that and those
Okay.
abilities.
But
they are
think
boosting
Cyrus-
your own output.
yes, they don't do exactly what I thought they would. So I think Cyrus will buy the nano kit,
Sure.
and he will gift it to Astra. This might help.
Thank you. I was gonna look for some herbs to see if I can actually start making the potions now. And maybe if I make enough I can sell and we can get more money.
I mean, that's still useful, but in a pinch, maybe some arcane robots that heal people would save some of your magical power for bigger things.
Maybe it's better if you or Beros keeps a hold of them then.
I seem to get knocked out a lot, so Barros, maybe you should take this.
Alrighty. So anything else anyone else like to do or require or?
On my way back to the ship, I would like to buy another couple books for Tower.
Sure.
I haven't heard about him in a little while. I was getting a bit worried.
Is the item available, or do I have to like write notes about it?
The nano medkit or
Yeah.
yeah, it's
The
the
nano
I'm just
medkit.
unlocking it now.
Oh, no worries.
Harry, just for me notes.
Yep.
Yeah, how much are we saying that both those hover engine and mana reactor weighs?
The
Make sure we can fit them in the ship.
reactors are fairly heavy. They probably cost about half a ton each. The hover things are pretty small. They're probably like call them like a quarter. Probably less, probably like 1/5 of a ton.
200 then.
Yep.
No worries, that's fine.
So I believe we only have 770 scrap left.
I've got 6,760.
Did I miss a zero somewhere? Oh, it was 10,000, not
So it
1,000.
was 10,000. You
Yeah,
did just use 660 though
Yeah, I've taken that off here.
from 7,000. So you should have
6340. 6340.
if you had 7,000 and you just use 660.
Oh no, 7,420.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
There's the difference. Sorry. Yeah, I just round because we weren't going to use all 7,000, so
Yeah.
And that one. Cool.
Yeah, so it was 10,000 we started with, wasn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
Once I publish this, it should come online.
Anthony, that's just because I've just faffed about with it there. It's not updated it properly.
Right, okay.
1 second. There we go. Is that a bit better? Or are you still thinking there's a bit of an issue?
Yeah, I started like, we put in like, 12,000 chits. We got 21,600. We only used 6,600 for that Lacquer's brew.
So that should be 15 left over.
And there should be a nano kit on there.
150 left over?
Search.
Sorry?
Is it not 150 gold left over? If that's the...
So yeah, I mean 15,000. That's what I mean. Chits. I'm working in chits here. Sorry.
Yeah,
15,000 left over. Which then
50,000
add on
we then...
27,100 minus 9,000 is 12,000 minus the 2 is 9,000. That's not taking into account these up here.
I know they say D&D is a game with maths, but this is getting ridiculous.
Have you seen the spreadsheet?
No, I can't even follow the numbers you're saying. I
Hey,
can't
look,
keep track of the numbers I'm keeping
Just
track
for 1
of.
second. There you go. Just for a reference.
They have it. They enjoy it. Okay, makes their day. That's what they like. Okay.
I struggle to keep track of my modifiers. This is ridiculous.
I do have enough.
Have you
space
seen?
for
Are you
not
looking at
leaving.
that, Ryan?
Spreadsheets to have fun.
Yeah. I used to make a spreadsheet for when we did the first campaign.
I know you're weird.
What he likes. It's what he likes. I gotta appeal to everybody.
To be fair, I have reached the point in my world building now where I keep being like, I need a spreadsheet for this, and it's like, oh no.
You're turning into me. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we basically you guys like acquire stuff. Anything else you want to do? You want to go hit up a bar or anything? Do
How
you
much
talk
are
to any of your
books?
allies or?
How much are books?
Your books. Are you looking for like a digital versions or like physical versions, like actual?
Anything a chimera can read.
Hardback.
Oh,
Get him a Kindle, you know.
Hardback.
I mean, like if you want to get like e-books that you can download on the Holo Shop, they're cheaper. But
Yeah,
if you,
but I feel like they don't have fun hoarding potential, you know.
books are fairly pricey.
Yeah, I know.
They're like
That's why
25 gold
wizards are
pieces each
poor.
normally, so that you'd be talking like, because especially out here, you're not on a planet, right? You're on a planet, but you're not on like an original planet. Everything here is like digitized.
Even the children's books.
All digital, man. Fucking iPad
Oh,
kids
God.
out here.
Okay, how much to get him some ebooks to tide him over?
If you're just looking for ebooks, they probably come in about 100 shits per.
Okay.
And they're like, ranging in size from novels to shorter things. Like, on average, it's like
Do you need to buy him a Kindle, an ebook reader?
Just the Holo Shop suffices, so.
He doesn't have one, or does he?
Just borrow atlases like a kid borrow. Like, can I have your phone?
You got games on your phone? You got books
Atlas
on
is
your
like,
holostrap?
Atlas is sleeping like this, and Tewa's just like scrolling through the holostrap while Atlas sleeps.
All 6 eyes fucking staring at it.
Stop reading your ebooks, your eyes are gonna go square. All 6 of them.
Eh.
Aren't goat eyes already square?
I mean,
Man, they're more rectangular.
yeah.
Squarish.
Yeah.
Ugh, dragon with goat eyes.
Atlas convinces them that Marsan has been reading the most, that's why his eyes are square.
Yeah, so you've acquired a few bits and pieces. Anything else you want to look forward to, or?
I think we return the stuff to the ship and then maybe go out for a drink. It's been a long day. Well, that was Cyrus asking the party.
Cyrus bids that to you all.
You say long day and Atlas just slowly, like the mask just slowly turns to you.
Cyrus is pretty fucked up right now.
She can't say it, but she's thinking it.
He's below half health. He looks pretty fucked up. He's had a long day.
Yeah, but you didn't have a long day and then have to spend the rest of the day with your parents.
They're your parents. Would you rather them be on Giant Planet?
Although I'm imagining spending the day with Cyrus's parent would not be any more fun.
Depends on the parent, I guess.
Also,
the mother might be lovely if she wasn't dead.
Also, I guess depends on what his opinion is on people other than Cyrus. Maybe it's just Cyrus personally that he has beef with, you know? Maybe he's chill with everyone else.
We find out he actually had another child after Cyrus, and that child just fulfilled all. He was first in the relay race. He did everything right.
It turned Cyrus's dad into the most like chill, easygoing guy.
I feel like that would break Cyrus.
He'd probably kill that sibling. He'd probably just be like, why?
Be like Adam and Dean's like, how come he got to go to football of you?
He took you to baseball games? What?
I just fucking can't get, like, Tim Minchin's dark side of my fucking head. Daddy never came to my ball. Daddy never came! Cyrus can have a dark side if you want him to. That's Cyrus's song, we find it. We find it.
See, all I was thinking of was the Austin Power, like, oops, someone's got daddy issues. No, I didn't.
I mean, also, Daddy wasn't there. Also,
Yeah.
maybe that's Astra's song.
Daddy didn't love me.
To me, it is a dad issue. Dad issue. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to head back out, you can. Are you bringing any NPCs with you? Any of your allies or family or friends? Or are you just leaving them behind to make their own fun?
If Sunshine and Diaz want to go for a drink, Cyrus won't stop them.
Yeah, they'll not say no if you invite them, but if you don't invite them, they're not gonna intrude, you know?
Atlas is keeping Tewa hidden until her parents have had more time to adjust to everything else.
Okay.
I imagine it bring shit back to the ship, set stuff down on the ship. Well, anybody fancy a drink? It's been a long ass day. To the ship. So he has invited everybody as such.
Sunshine and Days come along. The Moreaus all bar Micaiah, so Atlas's mum and dad will opt to stay at the ship. But like, I think I just need to lie down. I could just go collapse dramatically onto a chaise longue at any moment.
Unfortunately, we don't have one of those.
Well, we should have bought one at the Galactic Trade Nexus. If I knew you wouldn't have basic amenities on the ship, I would have gone out and acquired such things.
You can
What
use
the hell
my
is a
room.
chaise
It's
longue?
top far left.
It's up the stairs, second door on the right.
Do
And
we
I
have an
guess
assigned room for
I'll
them?
go back to crashing in the hold with Tewa. It was kind of a squeeze in the room anyway.
They can stay in my room. I can sleep in the mid bay. I don't mind.
Again, what is a chaise longue? What is that?
It's like
I
a
don't know.
cross between a sofa and a bed.
So single bed? With less arms?
Yeah, what's wrong with just sleeping on a sofa?
Mikhail will be like, I mean, I don't mind sleeping on it, so that's fine. But like you see, Atlas's mum looks like horrified at the concept of even suggested to her. And she
So
actually
you can
she
stay
goes
in
up to
my
you,
room.
Cyrus, and she just goes like, "Oh, sweet summer child, here," and she transfers you 10 shits.
Wow. I mean, he'll
Gave you
not
a
say no
pound.
to it,
Yeah.
but he'll just like cock an eyebrow at her.
She pats her shoulder, and then she turns around and washes her hands at the kitchen.
You're gonna want to change the sheets. They're covered in fur, but it's fine.
Of course, I'm sure we can have the help handle that.
There is.
No.
There's none.
Yeah, I'll do it, Mum. I'll do it before I go. And he heads upstairs, changes over the bedding for his parents. She starts like hyperventilating a little bit. She's like, "No help either."
Hey, at least you're not in prison anymore, or captive on a ship.
Despite
You know.
my wife's dramaticism, we are most appreciative of the rescue attempt and success of said attempt. But I'm going to rest, I believe. Yes, we need rest. We must. And I'm
Alice
going to come
will-
out with you guys, because the second they go upstairs, because I need to get away from them.
Atlas will wait until her parents go out upstairs and be like, "Tawa, you want to come to the pub?"
Tawa will look at your hollow strap and be like, "Yes."
Just God, I can't imagine what it's like to your sensitive ears.
Does Tewa have sensitive ears?
I mean,
Got a pretty good passive perception.
they've got like 6 of them, so.
I suppose. But that would mean it's
Do they have
less
more than
concentrated.
More passive perception than Barros.
Probably.
Yeah, they have like they have like
They have more best perception than any of us. I think.
they're because they got 3 heads. They have like a +8 to their
Yeah.
perception. They got an 18.
They have as
Yeah,
much
11.
passive perception as Atlas has. So, more perceptive than any of you guys.
I think Astra's on par with that. Or she's 17.
No, I'm
After
17.
17.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Atlas is 1 point more.
So one with 3 heads and one that can see in 360 anyway.
And real big eyes.
Real big eyes. To the pub! We're going to the pub.
Yep. So you head out, asking to run the like shit space, like the Tev port, like where's a good place to go. You get pointed out to an area which is just in the next kind of district over, kind of away from the Galactic Trade Nexus, in a district called Celestia Haven, which is this like vibrant nightlife kind of area. It's got quite a good diverse population as well. To a tavern called the Nebula Nook. It's kind of like located in the heart of the district, and yeah, it's got like a a lot of like entertainment options all around. But the Nebula Nook on the outside has a big holographic sign that displays shifting images of different nebulae, which kind of draws your eye as you kind of approach. Inside, it's got this cozy, like little atmosphere, like lots of warm ambient lighting, comfortable seating, not like too plush, but like still comfortable. Lots of like like padded leather, like booths and things like that. There are various like memorabilia of like star maps, like strange artifacts, framed photographs of like signed like face explorers of like the Expanse. There's a like general hum of music, like from a little small like one piece kind of like band set up, like playing piano, kind of like up on the stage. A pleasant aroma of food and drink as well. There's a big holographic menu that like hovers above the bar, showcasing an array of like drinks and dishes from across the Expanse. And there are smaller versions as well on the tables which mirror it, and it looks like you can place your orders just through the menu. You don't need to like go to the bar and order, so there might be table service.
It's a spoons! It's a spoons!
There is like almost like atmospheric effects. Like there's some kind of like enchantment or something like that, which kind of gives like it kind of makes the roof like it's almost like having like stars projected onto the roof, which gives the illusion of like like almost like you're outside looking up at the night sky. like I said, lots of private booths, some of which have you've seen before, the like glass, like, or like, curtains that can be closed over, like they could give like a silent spell for more private meetings. Little small stage, which a minute has a musician on it, and every table as well next to the menu has a little like table microphone almost mounted in it, which any of you guys would know is like basically a universal translator. So it allows, like, if you were meeting people who didn't speak common or whatever like that, for whatever reason, you could still communicate with them as well. Yeah, looking around, there's like, a woman, like a human woman, who looks like, maybe some kind of captain based on her attire. You see there's someone like a bit more of a grizzled kind of like veteran of some kind, kind of like sat on the side of the bar drinking. Another individual who's currently sat on one of the booths, looks like she's waiting for someone, a Githzerai woman. And on the musician, there is right now this like elven woman who's like playing like, this like quite good tune, like really captivating the area, but she's not showing off too much. Yeah, that's kind of what you kind of see as you all come in.
Does this place accept pets?
You come in with a literal monster, and
A pet.
He's not a pet, he's a companion.
He's a monster. That's where I draw the line somewhere.
I think we're gonna have a better chance of getting him in if you call him a pet than you call him a monster.
Yeah. You come in and you see
Emotional support chimera.
there's probably like a bunch at the door. Let's say he's a GIF for argument's sake, and he's like, "Oh, sorry. No, animals allowed here. Just company policy. They're more than welcome to dine outside. We have some cafe seating out here if you want to stay outside." You see a few little small, it's not a bad day. It's like still early enough in the day, but these are more like
Sorry, I'm
little
not
cafe
sure who
seating.
you're referring to as an animal.
The big
Is
three-headed
referring to
blighty
pet
on
as
4
the
legs.
animal.
Normally giveaways, things that walk on 4 legs. Tends to be an animal.
Well, do you have an opinion on this?
Kill. Okay, definitely not going
No.
inside with threats.
We'll take a couple of the outside seating. Thank you.
By all means, help yourself. They're there, and there's a few more of the menus as well. And you're also welcome to go inside. And the music kind of comes out. The doors open, so you can still kind of get a little bit. And also out here, you get the advantage you can people watch. You kind of see lots of people coming and going. And like, it's a busy enough little district. It's kind of like the people getting lunches, things like that, and various cafes. There's like a big like chain across the plaza from where you are. And it's got this like big Lakatha, which you guys know are these like very rare, like no one's really seen them before, but they're this like new they're from one of these planets down in the like oceanic sector of Amalgamate space, which is like that protected area, and they are these kind of like weird like catfish like people. They have like these big long catfish barbs, big like they're like all amphibious maybe, like no one's really seen one to know 100% for sure. But this shop across the way has this big little Lakatha, it's like their emblem, and they're called Expanse Coffee, and the Lakatha's holding their tail either side of their head.
Oh God!
And there's a big queue. They're called they're called Expanse Chits. Expanse Chits Coffee. That's what they're called. Expanse Chits Coffee.
Oh Jesus!
I'm so upset that it took me so long to catch on to what he was describing.
Disappointed. Barros will immediately run inside one of the booths and use the translator.
Yep.
Out of no other reason than he finds it very funny.
Yeah, I mean, you speak into it like your language, like any language, and and you can set what it outputs as. It is quite literally Google
You're just
translates
gonna be there
like
whispering dick and balls, and we're learning it in every language, aren't you?
It's just I'm going to steal Cyrus's pants, but set to multiple languages, and I'm just going to
Or
go to,
it's
like,
gonna
every
be
booth,
can
basically,
you
and
help
set it
me
up.
steal this man's pants in
It-
multiple languages?
it's kind of like a live like broadcast. So as you speak, there's like a slight delay, and then it kind of like it speaks over you in a sense, so that someone could like try to follow along.
See, I was expecting you to run up and just do the Cookie Monster. Cookies. Just in the
He's in every language.
There are no cookies on the menu, Barros, if that's what you're looking for.
Disappointing. No, I'll go in, order a round of drinks for everyone.
Two most popular drinks on the menu. There's something called Galactic Ale or Stellar Sangria. So for a pint of Galactic Ale, it's about 20 chits per pint, and for the Stellar Sangria, it's about 50 chits per glass.
It doesn't come in pictures.
We can splurge.
If you want, if you're gonna buy like enough sangria for everybody, which is U5 plus your 3 companions, and then Tewa, if you're giving Tewa alcohol.
Well, Aramon is teetotal, so he can't have sangria. The other 2 heads will imbue.
That's 10 in total. So they'll.
May I recommend we don't give the Chimera alcohol?
500 chits.
Yeah, they'll do you a deal. So for like 400 chits, you can get 2 pitchers, which is about the same. You pour it yourself.
Yeah.
Barrels turns up with 1 pitcher, but
I'll do that.
You also see in the
also,
menu there's like some food items on there. There's like something called Nebula Nachos, Cosmic Curry, and an Astro Platter.
I'll also get like a couple of Astro Platters.
Sure. If you're getting Astro Platters per person, they are just call them 50 gold, not 50 gold, 50 chits per person. Not too crazy, but they're kind of like small appetizers.
Fucking expensive platters.
They're made of lobster and caviar.
They're like small. They're small platters. They've got like fried nebula shrimp.
they're tapas.
Yeah, tapas kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Starfruit
I'll
slices.
for everyone. Also, is it possible? So me and Will have been like arguing about like the amount of like actual
Shit.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah, spreadsheet, and we've got like an extra 150 gold. So could we get another 2 more of those mana reactors?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Cool.
I would like you to come to like a consensus and follow it accurately for the spreadsheet going forward. Any other discrepancies of like I don't know where we've gone wrong, I'm just gonna go for the pick the lower number, and that's where the discrepancy is.
What the issue was the spreadsheet. I never put the initial amount of money we put in. I immediately just took it out. So it's like you immediately went into debt.
So it was all profit, so you never had your like initial spend.
Yeah, basically. That's why I missed off.
That's fine. As long as you know going forward, it's all tracked and back.
Yeah.
It's all good now. So.
Yeah. Well, you can't go wrong. It's just a simple buy and sell.
But yeah. So I mean, a little platters come out. Are you getting platters for everybody as well?
Yeah, including Tower.
Yeah, just mark that off as like 5,000 then shits on top. And yeah, everyone has these like nice little dishes. Like Daze has a few dash requests. She's only vegetarian. But Tewa's like, not Tewa. Sunshine's like, it's okay, I'll have your meat. Okay, yeah, you can have mine.
It's Tewa for the meat probably as well.
I'll have your veggies then, and like yeah, so they kind of like share.
Oh yeah, Makai.
I imagine Sunshine goes to eat a steak.
Sunshine.
Just
He used to be a gladiator.
Yeah.
And then we saved him from Tiln, and then he got put in prison, and we saved him from prison again.
But technically, he saved himself.
Yeah,
he,
true.
He kind of joined us as we were escaping.
This is Days. We accidentally kidnapped her while we escaped.
Oh, what?
You were a stowaway. You were in the vent where you weren't
That's
supposed to
Micaiah.
be.
Micaiah's shocked. Daze is like, yeah, they kidnapped me. I'm being held against my will, I think.
And she's
still.
just still kind of hanging out
Unintentionally.
with us because she like saw the illithid stuff go down, and now I don't know. She's decided to stick around.
Yeah, I'm relieved at least whatever happened, Slim's grace has left at least evidence.
And this is Tewa, also known as Marsan, Aramon, and Merlot.
I think we met before. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, don't think so. Pretty sure we started to siege the city after you left.
There's a lot of chaos that happened. Maybe I'm just like traumatized.
Well, anyway, they're a chimera, and they also travel with us.
They're terrifying.
Yeah. They can speak common because Atlas gave them a book of intelligence.
And draconic.
Yep, I mean, as long as it's well fed and isn't hungry for bird, I don't mind.
I mean, there was
Says as
one
it
point
eats
that
like a giant like chicken drumstick, like bones and all.
There was one point that it nearly ate Atlas. We were all a bit skeptical about it, but then he decided not to, so they're chill.
I'd like to point out I'm still very skeptical of it.
You can continue to be skeptical for as long as you like, but Tawa's just as much part of the crew as the rest of us.
Yeah, but the crew didn't commit mass murder and almost burn down an entire bloody tower.
In Tawa's defense, they were wearing an archfiend skull for a hat.
That is true.
And in
But
Tawa's
whose fault do we have
defense,
to blame for
he's
that
not
one?
the only one of the crew that has done mass murder at this point. Or set fire to things.
Micaiah looks worried. You see a few peppers, just like
I can't help it that I set things on fire. It's a thing that happens, okay?
I don't think it's just you that sets things on fire. And as Volg's eyes just drift over to Atlas.
Technically, I haven't committed mass murder yet.
How many
Just
murders
murder.
counts as mass murder? Also, who counts? 'Cause
However much it is,
we
you've
have
done
killed
it,
like
Atlas.
quite a few squid at this point, but also they're trying to kill us. So like, is that like mass self-defense or what?
Is mass murder when you kill them all at the same time, or does it have to be in a very quick succession of each other?
Yeah, because if you
I've done
take
a
too
lot
many
of
breaks,
murder.
you're just a serial killer, right?
I think we'll
Serial
go with
mass
this
murderer.
one kind of prolonged fight, within one day.
Do
I would like
zombies
to-
count because they're
I'd like
technically already dead, but they have squids in their eyes.
The Tilm guards count because they're all squid now, probably.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of
But
good.
would we kill a lot of them before they turn to squid?
Yeah, true.
Or technically,
I don't want to work in technicalities. We killed those people.
Maybe we should stop
Own
before
it.
your brother loses all his feathers. As he looks over to
the
see more.
important thing is we're all alive and safe. We got you out of the ship. You're not going to the giant planet, and we're all
We're
just
not
taking.
electricity.
We're not Elithity.
We're
We're
not
giant
froggy.
frogs. We're just chilling in a bar, having some nice food and drinks in good company.
Also, we're adding frogs to my fear list now.
How long is that list now, Astra?
Spiders, liphid, needles, frogs.
You're a medical person. You can't be afraid of needles.
Yeah, it's
We have
fine.
no lifted.
If
I
we need
nearly
to
got
stick
killed by
anyone
one.
with a needle, I'll do it.
I don't know if I would have called that a needle, more like a spear head coming out of its mouth.
And like
Just
just
no.
one long tooth. Regardless,
You
if
think
anyone needs sticking with a needle, I'm not scared of them.
Do you think porcupines would freak you out now? Because they're covered in their little spines.
What's a porcupine?
That's a lot of needles. That's not just one.
The little creature that has like spikes on its back.
I don't think we have those. Tentacles,
Maybe they're-
sure, but not spines. Well, they're not tentacles, but they're kind of like soft and fleshy. They're not spiky.
I mean, that sounds like
Whatever
a
that is,
hedgehog.
I'm afraid of it.
I'm now looking up infernal porcupine to see if there's an equivalent in D&D.
I don't think there is.
I just make up things on this planet. Everything's fucked. Ugh.
I'm just thinking of that thing from Dauntless, the
You know, they got like a little sniffy nose and then like fleshy wigglers on the back.
It sounds almost like a porcupine, except
I've just got an idea
tentacles.
that Harry has a list next to him of just shit George has made up this session that I now need to create backstory for.
I
Yeah,
mean, like,
they're like-
Squall's not all that, like, Alice kind of hams it up a little bit, but, like, Squall's not all that bad. Like, obviously we got, like, a lot's been infected, but I remember when I was, like, much, much younger, like, there's still some things that weren't too bad.
I mean, we've seen the spider. She became one. Too many eyes, too many legs, even for a spider.
Yeah, but spiders on the spires don't look like that. Only the ones down on the ground.
I mean,
Everything up on the spire has stayed pretty much as it was meant to.
Atlas hasn't been on the ground for some time as well. She'll, like, I've been down more recently. She have some of the stuff down there is not even really super recognizable anymore.
Well, I'm
There's some
sorry, I didn't see much on my one trip.
Yeah, well, there's some stuff that, like, you know, I remember, like, maybe the little small, like, lizardy things, they got a bit bigger, like, initially, but now they're, like, you know, the size of, like, bird folk, you know, they're big, walk on two legs, things like that, you know, weird shit.
So for only being down once, you must have seen a skeletal dog, a zombified bear, and the spider from hell. Well, not technically from hell. I seen the spiders from hell.
When I was down, I only saw the bear.
How do you know what the wolf looks like?
Because she kind of like glances at Micaiah like, this guy's totally gonna fucking rat on me. Because I made friends with someone in the market who used to sell animals from Squaw's surface, so if he caught anything neat, he would let me know. And I would go have a look.
Suppose that's a good way to expand your druid shapes.
I wasn't trying to do that, I was just trying to research, but he taught me other stuff too.
Wait, did Dad not tell you to stay away from that? Was that the kobold?
It wasn't not the kobold.
Dad told you to stay away from that. What was that, like? He had, like, adverts and stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
He was a weird guy.
Yeah.
Atlas, he stole eggs. Like, bird folk eggs. And, like, sold them.
But he showed me some very cool stuff that he had brought up from the surface, and he taught me Draconic a little bit, so that was cool.
Fucking guy called Clatz or something.
Clicks.
Yeah.
He also was the one who got me off Squaw the first time.
Atlas just throwing people under the bus.
Like all of us was like skydiving drinking.
That's just. Ooh.
It was fine. I was always safe. Kalis knew about it.
He was probably gonna sell you to
He
someone.
wasn't going to sell me to anyone. Kalis knew about it. He wasn't going to let me get sold.
I've just had the image of Atlas's mum's just had the I will remember that like icon just to pop above my head.
And anyway, it's
the-
not like I had seen him for years before he got me off Squaw. Like, the last time I spoke to him was before the trip down, and he didn't even recognize me when I saw him the next time, so... And he just dropped me off in Ullenerth and, you know, went his way, so he wasn't planning on selling me that hard.
Wait, he took you all the way to Kebnor?
Yeah. He said he couldn't take me to the Umphalos because he had no reason to go there, but he could drop me off at Kemnor, and that was the closest place he was going.
How the fuck did a Draconid ship get that far in Amalgamate space without getting shot down?
I don't think his ship is a Draconid ship.
But he's a kobold.
Yeah. I don't think he's listed as one, though.
What? Mackay looks so confused.
So to take it off topic, because I have a question. Atlas, when me and Vorgir were down at the market, we found they were selling those terraformers and stuff. So basically, do you just need loads and loads and loads of those to fix your planet, or is it beyond that now?
I think it's a mixture of nobody really wants to put the money into saving Squall, and also those are for planets that aren't habitable, planets that don't have atmospheres.
The net is made with atmospheric processors. If you for a reference or something.
Squall is... It's a mess. It's basically the measures that were taken to immediately save the bird folk were pierce the ships into the earth and build cities off them, and then use what are essentially giant fans to push the fumes emanating from the surface back down again. So there's a layer of condensed smog, and then the cities above it. Less fumes. The problem with that is that you are creating a denser and denser layer of fumes every single day, and essentially cooking and mutating the entire planet beneath it.
So Squall is a microwave that doesn't have an off switch.
Pretty much. And if you wanted to fix it, you would have to get rid of all those fumes. But between those fumes and the rest of space is most of the planet's population, bar the Kenku. And the fog cloud is so thick and dense that it's death. It's pure death. People fall off the city sometimes, and the second they hit that smog, they die. I
Surely
know
they could develop.
one person who's managed to live beyond touching it.
Surely the cities could develop some kind of technology like Tilm did. You know, bubble themselves until you turn off the fans and allow the gases to escape into the expanse.
Squall isn't like before the gnomes came, it was Lush's level of technology. Less even. You know, it was just bird folk living their lives, but the gnomes came, gave them advanced technology in a gnomish sense, and then abandoned it when things got too bad. Nobody in those cities has that level of technology. Everyone's just trying to live. I'm making this shit up as I go along, so if I say something totally out of pocket, please stop me.
But surely if you could develop some kind of, like, I don't know, hazmat suit or something, you could have a party go down to the planet, maybe reverse engineer the gnome tech.
That's why I was going to the Omphalos. Basically, my plan was to present the evidence, get the gnomes, held accountable for their actions, and hope that the amalgamate would put forward some sort of project and funding to fix everything.
And the Kenku, have those suits you mentioned.
Yeah, that's how they survived down there. My mask was actually retrofitted from a Kenku's mask. That's why it has the beak.
Yeah.
Was this, out of curiosity, was this the thing you were going? Would the thing that solves it be the thing that, the atmospheric thing that you recommend we were going to buy?
You would need. I mean, there already is those.
Hell a lot.
There already is those present, but like the atmospheric processor, it kind of like vents. It kind of like it can create oxygen. It can create it takes in like things from around it and it can create things. So obviously, like if you put it on a like completely poison-ridden area, it needs to put the poison somewhere else. But it could like filter some of it out, but it probably couldn't do it all at once. It would need to it would take a long time. But like one of those might be enough. Say on if you took that to the surface and like deployed it, like maybe where Atlas's family's farm is, maybe you could like restore that area. Because it could just pump the poison away from the farm, but it's not going to solve the whole problem. Because there are isolated pockets on Squall that aren't toxic, like especially where the vaults are and things like that. And
surely the amalgamate has developed some kind of terraforming technology for uninhabitable planets to make them habitable.
Squall's not in the amalgamate.
Yeah, but we could steal it from the amalgamate and then take it to Squall.
You mean steal a planet's entire technology?
Not an entire, just, one or two of them.
And then...
None of it matters now anyway. We have Saparna now. All I have to do is get the shards of her, put her back together again, and then... Power of a god, she can probably just click her fingers and fix the whole thing, right?
It's a lot of faith in a god, Atlas.
Yeah, you're king of having no faith in gods, but
I'm
Sparn has not
just-
steered
I'm
us
just-
wrong so far.
No, but
And I'm
you
just
also
saying-
have no idea where the other shards are.
Yeah,
The
but
ones we found
before
have been
I was just
locked.
relying on myself to save Squaw, and now I'm relying on a god, and I feel like putting my faith in a god is a lot better than putting the faith in me.
You're a very capable person.
You've
You
seen
make
me
the odd-
achieve anything. It involves explosions and death and taming a chimera.
Well, hey, is the poison gas flammable? Maybe you could set the planet on fire and, clean slate it.
It's
I've
not...
just had the image of that underground town in America that's constantly burning. But a planet of it.
On fire, the whole of Squall.
I don't know if it's flammable. It's definitely corrosive.
That is not the same thing.
I assume trying to get a sample would be difficult considering that it burns through pretty much everything that touches it. Metal, fabric.
Flesh.
Like I said, only one person has made it through that cloud and survived, so...
How did
not
they manage it?
pleasant. I don't know. I was unconscious.
Oh,
I suppose
did you
two,
ever,
technically.
do you know this person? Did you ever ask them about it?
My brother. He hasn't
Oh.
spoken a word to me since.
Not me, the other one.
Well, technically he's spoken one word. Two, if you count the other day, but...
Right.
But, not overly easy to get information out of. To be fair, not massively talkative even before I destroyed his entire life, but even less so now. You can still get a good few words out of him on a good day, Micaiah.
Yeah, sometimes. Just depends. He's, yeah. He's,
Does he not choose to speak, or does he struggle to speak?
Micaiah, looks at Atlas, and then looks at you, Zars, and is like, that's a hard one to answer.
Don't mean to pry, just curious, I guess.
I only know bits and pieces and kind of what I assume, so I know for sure. I know that, yeah, whenever he did what he had to do, I think it changed some things for him as well, not just for Atlas.
Well, hey, if you do ever manage to piece the partner together, I'm sure she could help.
Now that really would be a miracle. Regardless, our main focus now shouldn't be on Squall. It should be getting my folks home and then finding those shards. And hopefully finding a way along the way to stop the squid frog situation. But honestly, I'm too confused by it to even know what the solution to that would be.
Hey, maybe they'll just wipe each other out.
Helps
But that-
Sparn out. She helps us figure out the squid frog situation.
I mean, again, having a god on our side couldn't hurt.
I don't suppose she's giving you any indication as to where shards could be or maybe.
Every time we land on a planet, I assume if there's one hanging around, she'll let me know, but...
It's a lot of planets. We haven't even visited half the ones we've seen.
Well... the best plan I've got.
I wonder if you could scan for them.
I mean,
I don't think the ship has the scanning capabilities. We would need to upgrade it.
Yeah, but at least Sopran is attached to it. Like, I mean, if anyone's gonna be able to fucking know what the frequency readout is, she's gonna know.
I mean, so far we've managed to get 3 just from kind of bumbling around, which... I don't know how many there are, but that feels pretty impressive in and of itself.
Yeah, it's
Or
but
I
it's
guess
luck.
2 if you count the first one, but...
The longevity of that plan. If we're trying to do this faster than the Illithid take control of the galaxy, they're also moving pretty quickly. We need to outpace them.
But a bit of a hot mic, Will. I keep hearing interference.
It would
Oh,
help
sorry.
if we knew what they were trying to do or what they wanted, or literally anything about them.
Well, they have an enemy, which we didn't know before. They have a rival race, I guess. So, dealing with that race is probably one thing. If they're fighting a war, they're going to suffer casualties, in which case they'll need to reinforce their armies, which would then result in abducting and converting people. Maybe their end goal is just the death of the frogs.
They were all elves.
Well, the first time we encountered the Illithid was on Tilm.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
the frogs came.
were all elves.
Well, maybe the frogs came through a similar breach. They had a contest for Kemnor. I don't know.
Well, they were pretty close to Pugna. I think that's what Atlas is trying to say. Like, they were all elves, but they were nowhere near an elvish planet.
You've seen the way the Illithid travel. 1 minute they're not there, the next puff of black, purple, voidy smoke, and then they're there. Maybe
But are the frogs
slap of
traveling the same way?
I mean,
no.
They had
It
an
looked to
elvish
be-
ship covered in
Yeah,
all
but-
that pus and gunk and...
But if their species are very similar in how they biologically function, which I can only assume by how they seem to incorporate people into their ranks, you have to assume that maybe they're on the same level technologically. I mean, it looked like their biomass was consuming the other ship, or converting it, I guess.
The Illithid called it an outbreak. What if it's not a different race? What if it's like a disease or something?
Like maybe the Illithid tried to create a subservient race using their own DNA, or...
I mean,
Sunshine's like, look, all I know is I wasn't there. But basically what you guys all said, you said, like, this weird thing came out of the people who died. And, like, you know, you kind of said that maybe that was the thing that was, like, doing it. One time, I ate some meat that had gone bad, and I got worms. And I would shit all the time, and it was like water coming out of my ass, and I lost a lot of weight.
Atlas
And,
pushes away her half-finished platter.
He starts eating it.
Cyrus lifts something from her
And then, you know,
platter.
like, what I'm trying to say is, oh, that's good, you're going to finish that now. But, you know, like, I had these worms inside me for a while, but I didn't turn into a frog.
different kind of worms, I think. But the idea isn't wrong. Maybe...
I just don't think you would refer to your enemies. I don't know. I haven't done war. You guys... Cyrus, would you ever refer to other devils or demons as an outbreak?
The devils would definitely refer to the demons as an outbreak. To be like,
the demons that are breaking out of Null,
Okay,
Yeah,
bad example.
we would deem that as an
outbreak to
or
me
breach.
sounds more like a disease.
Or
Well, maybe
pests.
that's how they perceive them. They perceive them as parasites, as a disease.
But at the same time, if it's not a disease, they transform that kind of prey into the same way via like a parasite.
Yes.
Parasites are a disease, right? That's their nature.
They're the frogs aren't parasitic.
They are in the sense that they take over their host, and then when the host dies,
Parasites
the
don't kill
parasite
their host.
leaves. That they take over their host, and
Same can be
Parasites have
said for
great-
the Illithid, though, right?
Just all seems so odd.
I don't know.
And you know what else seems odd? Why do they keep showing up wherever we are? I mean,
Well,
once
the
is a
Illithid
coincidence, maybe even twice, but 3 times?
didn't Saparna say something about the Illithid predating her or something?
When I talked to Ligcal, he said, I said that we had Saparna on our team, and he said that he had no interest talking to their creations. Or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. It was sort of a lot going on, but something about... He spoke like they had made the gods.
Like a primordial race?
I don't know. Whatever.
The
it
only
is,
reason
it's bigger than
the
all
only
of
reason I
us.
asked that is, yay, Saparna's on our team, but what if also Saparna's like a beacon that they're... I mean, the first time the Illithid showed up was after you merged or collected the second piece. 2 pieces were within the possession of the same person. Then the Illithid showed up.
Well,
Maybe the
we
more
already
pieces
know
we
that
gather...
the Archmage had promised Tilm to something up there, which we assumed was the Illithid.
And the Archmage
Yeah.
probably believed it was a god.
Probably.
But what if it wasn't the other third? And the other third were just tracking?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Maybe the Illithid have some sort of way of honing in on Saparna's frequency. That's why they keep showing up where we are.
Well, then they should have shown up at...
But we were never the targets. They would, every time that they've done it. Yes, the first time we had
It's
been
almost
targets
like they're
for
just
the
hitting
skills.
things near us. Like,
Well, there was Tilm, there was the Nexus.
I mean,
And
what's
now-
to say that that's not happening all over?
yeah, that's true.
Like, it could just be...
If these reports aren't getting out, then we're only seeing the ones we're seeing.
I mean, how many ships
that's
do you
the
guys
question.
seen originally?
3,
There was 3 above Tilm, I remember.
So we only saw
And
one
then-
this time.
and we saw 2 whenever they attacked the
Nexus.
So maybe they split up.
Maybe. So, there could be another one on the far side Expanse with the exact same thing right now. We have no
that's
idea.
looking at it optimistically that there's only 3.
It's
I
like
think the other
rats. If
question
you
is
see one,
why
there's
is it always
100.
getting covered up?
So
That's
I
the
think
other
if there
strange
was-
thing. Like, every time they appear, they're doing these big destructive things, and I don't know if you heard that news broadcast, but they were like, the ship exploded because of an engine fault. Like, surely there should be something, evidence. I mean,
yeah, but the Illithid also have the ability to nullify your brain. We've all experienced it. They can stun you. Who knows how far that reach goes? Maybe they can dominate someone's mind.
But
And
surely
make you-
someone has escaped.
We have. But we've been incredibly lucky.
The last time we spoke out, look what happened.
yeah.
I mean, they believed us, or they were going to, but then it was deemed that we were terrorists before we even got to the council.
But then there's also that thing you find in the Amphalos database about Lig Cal's arrival in 20 minutes, 20 years, 15 years, 7,
Like we
Yeah,
had,
it kept changing.
we had this conversation. They kind of work outside of time. It's like they never existed at all.
Like they're traveling through a 4th dimension. Or 5th dimension. How many dimensions? No, 4th dimension.
They come from kind of those weird
Rifts.
rifts, right? What if those rifts are kind of...
We assume that they open up somewhere in space, but what if they open up somewhere altogether different? Different times,
completely
different
random.
places.
Entering.
I'm gonna need a stronger drink, and so get up.
Yeah,
I
me
will
a
join
couple.
you on that one. Aside from
He's
Hogan will come up
he's
with
gonna
it.
buy like a couple of bottles of whiskey for the table.
Sure, a bottle
I'll
of
carry
whiskey
the-
is going to set you back a fair bit.
I'll
You're talking like a good 1,000 chits for like a bottle of like even cheap whiskey.
He will buy 1 bottle of whiskey.
I'll grab the glasses.
Yep, you get a couple of glasses for
I mean-
everybody. Or might, like,
As on the way back.
Alice
I'll
will
go,
just
Sarah's, I'll carry it.
turn to her brother and be like, I remember the first time that we met up, and you were worried about these guys being a bad influence on me, and
Yeah. I
now we
remember.
have so much more to worry about.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Also, I feel like she's the bad influence on us.
I would believe
Definitely.
You wound
I would-
me, brother.
Mhm.
I am
I would hate-
wounded.
that. Maybe it's the sangria talking.
It
I
better
would hate
be.
to say it, but there is only one force within this expanse that could deal with this problem. And
The
with
Draconids
Friendship.
combined with the Algamut.
No, the Draconids, they're fucking useless. All they care about is war.
I mean, caring about war might be useful right now.
They would happily see the amalgamate wiped off the face of the earth if it meant that they could win this war, not realizing that it would eventually turn to them. As much as I may despise my grandfather and all he's done, the amalgamate are a force for unification of the expanse.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
Something-
even the Amalgamate want to absorb the Draconid Concordat. They want to, they don't like the conflict. They'd rather we're all just put together, If we can find a peace resolution, that's why we can't find peace, because we want to... One of the main terms of the Amalgamate is we want the integration of the two societies, and the Draconids are too proud to agree to that.
Even the gnomes
Oh,
are
hey.
trying to join up with them.
Maybe Volgir with his draconic sword can solve that issue.
You want Volgir to solve the war? Volgir couldn't even solve
mean-
his own marriage.
Hey, he's really good with computers. He can
Sunshine's like,
solve problems.
oh.
And hey,
You probably hear a growl off a dragon next to me, completely on just straight away. And Volgir just kind of grips his glass a bit more tightly and just.
Volgir, do you
pours
need me
it.
to hold you back? I can hold you
No,
back.
no, I've got. It's fine. He just pours himself half a glass of whiskey.
Sunshine puts like a
didn't
paw on his
entire
shoulders,
thing.
like, if I let go, he's gonna fuck you up, man.
I didn't mean it in an offensive way. I'm just saying I don't think Volgir is
How do
capable
you
of saving the
mean it?
war. I'm saying
Yeah,
if
but
you
he's
can't
got- he's
save
got
your
a
own
sword.
marriage, you're probably not going to be able to commandeer a relationship between two places at war.
I'm not saying Volgir's
I'm saying maybe
going to
his
fix the issue.
communication skills aren't great.
I'm not saying Volgir's gonna be the one to fix the problem. The sword has a mind of its own. Maybe it can fix the dragon problem. It's a dragon after all. I think. Is it a dragon? You said it had a
it
dragon voice.
I mean, it
What's a
didn't like
dragon
coming
voice?
this way.
I think we're divulging from
Does Aramon have a dragon
topic
voice?
way too much.
He speaks Draconic, doesn't he?
Well, they all
Yeah.
speak Draconic, but Marsan definitely has a goat voice.
Well, that's
What are you talking about?
I'm just glad I don't speak like that.
Yeah, you
Um,
definitely don't speak like that at all, ever. Definitely not when you're
No.
drunk or anything.
I mean, Volgir understands all sorts of
But
different
what,
languages.
what I'm trying to say is this is going to be near impossible without the amalgamate. Their military power is the only way that you face these kind of things.
Well, how the hell do we get them to listen?
Yeah.
I mean,
At the minute, we're convicts, terrorists, and also we broke people out of their custody, which probably shouldn't have done.
we could
when
send
word gets
Days
out about
in,
that.
but I don't think they're going to believe one person who will just sound like they're going insane.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, right now we got Alice's family. Step one is get them safe. Step two, we need to get some fucking hard evidence of what we're saying is true. And we need to take it to an embassy somewhere, or
We need to start, like, grabbing squid corpses or something.
we should have
we
grabbed one
probably
of those
shouldn't have got
tadpoles or
all
something.
shouldn't have got all the squid corpses off of the ship when we first took it. Oh wait, no, it would have.
But in our defense,
They were zombies.
Icky.
They were, most of them were not.
Put them in a box.
also,
Put
if
the
we're going to
body in
start
a
collecting
box.
samples and stuff, we should probably collect, like, secure things to put those samples in, because I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to risk one of those tadpole things loose on the ship.
We could look
Well, I
at getting
think
like a
we
cryo chamber, but those are expensive. And they're for like long
could
haul
get-
flights.
We kill the thing. We put it in a storage box. We lock the storage box.
It could leak through the box.
Leaking is better than climbing out and crawling into your eye.
What if it
Let's
leaks
see if
through
it-
the box and then Tawa drinks the illithid juice and then Tawa turns into an illithid?
You already told him, no calamari, purple blood is bad.
Yeah,
eating
but
the squid
sometimes they
people.
get tempted. Like, I
Yeah,
also
well,
told them
no.
no eating the houseplants on the ship, but we have less houseplants than we started with.
I thought they were just hoarding them.
Would it not be better to get an illithid alive?
I would not want an illithid alive on the ship,
No.
not with... They fuck with my head. Literally.
What about one of those little, like, feet with brains? They were kind of cute.
But they're
No.
not going to impose a level of like necessity. You get a cute little brain on feet and they're gonna be like, oh, it's kind of weird, but it's not a threat to the amalgamate.
I feel like they'll feel like that with a tadpole as well. Honestly, anything dead isn't going to seem that threatening, though. They're
Can I just
dead.
throw out, rather than bringing back something alive, could we not just get like a recording?
Recordings can't be fabricated.
Yeah, but if you
And
stream
all
it
of this
live,
assumes that when we get the evidence, we will be able to get it to people rather than just being arrested on site.
what about just streaming it live?
We're always going to have the chance to be arrested on site, but they have magic for us to tell the truth. There's nothing
yeah.
stopping us from just handing ourselves in and being like, look, if you don't believe us, zone it through us.
It's pretty common
again-
for like criminals to use modified memory and things like that, so they actually don't know if they've committed crimes and things like that in the past. It's something they have to work around. So they can do it, but normally they takes time. You gotta wait for like greater restorations and things like that to happen, so you can like confirm there's no modified memories going on. And
All of this is making my head hurt. First things first, let's just focus on getting my folks back home.
Agreed. Also, we should look into some way improving the ship scanners, because if we can increase Saparna's reach, that she can possibly pick up shards like from a system that we don't have to exactly land on a planet for her to know.
Also, if we
That'll
can
also
increase
be a
her
great
reach, it
help to
also
us.
might help us, with things following us. And
That is another excellent point.
So let's just push our way to let's get rid of our VIPs to
Yeah.
start and go from there.
because
Well, we still have a
honestly,
couple of
I
hours.
do not know how to blend the me that keeps my parents happy with the me that you guys know.
Well, we have a couple of hours until the ship is repaired and ready to jump. I don't suppose anybody's seen any ship modification parts. Stalls.
We probably don't have the chits. Me and Volgair put about 20,000 chits into trade. If we can find somewhere to sell that at this current rate, they'll probably be worth 40,000 chits. We've made double on most of our trades.
I imagine 40,000 should be enough to be able to at least increase the scanner's reach.
I mean, let's just keep trading as we get back to school, and then once we set out from there, we can start getting real serious about this, you know?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we started off with 12,000 chits, so we've made about 8,000 chits.
Not to mention, we're heading to my planet, and I know what sells there. If we can get some shipments of fresh fruit and veg, it will sell for high dollar there.
We will have to pick it up in a neighboring system, though,
Yeah,
so that it doesn't travel too long.
We'll have to be making trades along the way, but I
Maybe
mean,
we could look into like some cooler boxes or something that'll.
I was just
preserve
thinking
food
that
longer.
refrigeration, yeah.
like,
I mean,
Well, you
we've
could probably get a storage container that's refrigerated.
realistically,
Yeah,
the
we
more
still-
trading we're doing as we make our way back, the more legitimate we look each time, you know?
If worse comes
I
to
know.
worse, we could just like weld some boxes onto the like hull of the ship. The Expanse is pretty cold after all.
I don't think we need to do. I mean, we've still got about 6,000 chits kind of tied up in the ship. So that should be enough for a couple of refrigerated crates. But
How much
we
is a
don't, have any,
refrigerated?
we don't have any stock for that. So that'll be the next kind of train
Yeah.
station.
I mean, we don't even need to start thinking about those kind of trades until we're, in the right system.
I mean, the
Yeah.
mana reactors and the hover engines, they'll sell anywhere, but if we want to get the kind of the max profit, we'll have to sell at the right place. I think if we set a minimum that we can sell it for, at least double the price that we bought it for, then that sets us on the right precedent.
Probably say less than double, but yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with you.
Sounds like we have some sort of plan then.
Yeah, should we just
Big, but at least it's something.
work our way back and just trade our way back towards the planets, making it look as legitimate as possible, basically?
Yeah, even if we have to take a slightly longer trade route, at least we'll know it's safe and
Yes.
we'll be seen trading.
Yes.
I mean, the good
Just
news is your the way to school, like the most direct way, will take you around that trading belt, more or less, like all the way around. So you should be fine, like to follow that around. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we'll do that then.
We'll also start selling our goods to private sellers rather than traders, so that we can maximize kind of that chip profit.
So those obviously that means
yeah,
if you get to somewhere, you can't just be like, we're gonna go to the Galactic Trade Center. Like, okay, we've got these like engines. We should go to that that planet with the archaeological like stuff, or that agricultural planet. Like that's the kind of decision you need to make, because those will lead you down towards your more
There's a shipbuilding dock.
and that's
Maybe
the
they
point
need
where
more
we-
parts.
Yeah.
And that's where we start using the shuttle to go down, isn't it? To start trading.
So finish up the drinks and head back.
Yep.
Unless people want to get leathered.
Volga's been drinking heavily since the comment about his wife.
Volgir's a dwarf though. He can take it.
As much as
Yeah.
I would
Can't
love
save
to
it
get
advantage.
absolutely insane, I do not want to hit the airfield for my parents in the morning.
Yeah, considering our passengers, no offense, Micaiah, I'm also not going to get leathered because the hangover will kill me if your mother starts screaming.
It'd help if it
I
would
like
let
that you
me
say
roll.
no offense to my brother, but not to me.
You made the comment first about not dealing with them.
I know,
And
but
I said,
he's
I
just
said
as aware as I am
passengers.
that my
He
mother's
is
around.
also a passenger. I'm no offense to you or your parents. Just
No.
she's got a very shrill voice sometimes.
I didn't know that a
Conservative.
battle axe doubles as a fucking shovel.
I'm sorry. What?
Dig yourself a big hole.
I give up. It won't let me roll.
Very good. Very
That's
clever.
9 for Beros for a constitution as he drinks.
I need to add 2 to whatever this comes up as.
Barrels. You get advantage as well, Volgear, because you
Yeah, I've done rolled 2 d20s. Oh, that's helpful.
Are you two just getting leathered?
Yeah, there's good
7 and
choice.
14, so it's a 16.
16. So Volgear, you're able to hold your own. Barros, D100, please.
It's not a drinking session if one of us doesn't end up in a pond somewhere.
Look, someone's got to end up in an expensive hotel with a naked man hanging above them. That's how it goes.
43.
So because the rest of your group are with you, they kind of keep an eye on you. It's not as bad as it could be. You wake up in your bed.
It's like that moment where you have a drunk friend who keeps trying to run off, and you're like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
No, we'll get you a kebab. It's okay.
Come on, let's go get caught. You can have cheesy chips as well. You like cheesy chips.
Yeah, Barros, you wake up in your bed, as you would have hoped and expected. But I need you to roll me a D10, please.
Please wake up
Two's
with
in
a
the
giant
bed with him.
statue.
You have lost 800 chits of money. And you are covered in bruises of unknown origin. Some bite marks, some blunt force trauma. One of them, you swear, looks like it could be from a chimera.
A wrestling match with a
That could be
camera.
anyone's teeth.
Who else has goat teeth on this ship?
Is that the next day then, Harry?
Okay, but please tell me that this was just Barros I bet 800 chits I can fight Tewa and win. And he just walks out, and Atlas is just there counting out money. Like, I don't know why you bet me that.
But yeah, so you guys basically will bed down here because you've had a pretty long day. So you can get a long rest.
Cyrus will offer his bed to Micaiah.
Does
I mean-
Cyrus
Astro
have a
offer
bed
hers
anymore?
to the parents.
Cyrus sleeps in this little section between the bridge
Auxiliary.
and the. That's where he sleeps. That's his bed.
Like, I'll take it. He'd be like, yeah, thanks, I appreciate it. It'd be nice not to sleep on
Cyrus,
a prison bed.
yes, Cyrus will sleep on Barros's sofa.
Astro.
There is a second bed in there, Cyrus.
Is that not where you sleep?
I have my own quarters.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Volker sleeps in his room.
Yeah,
Oh,
Volker
why
has a
does-
room.
I will-
You had a room, it just got given today's.
Yeah.
Where is Sunshine
Yes,
sleeping?
With days.
Sunshine
Then
has.
Cyrus will.
Sunshine doesn't always. Deez has like a single bed. So Sunshine will sleep with Deez when asked for that overnight. But like, yeah, no, Sunshine mainly just sleeps in the fucking. He mainly sleeps in this like the canteen area. He's not precious. Like Sunshine literally sleeps like on a couple of chairs pushed together or the floor or.
That's fine. If there's a spare bed, I didn't think there was a spare bed. If there's a spare bed, Cyrus will sleep in his bed.
I will offer Alice's parents the captain's quarters just to help nullify that kind of.
Well, it'd be
Yes.
so much funner if you. If
They
you wake up-
definitely
if-
take that over Atlas's shitty little room.
But also, if Barros still wakes up in his own bed.
In between the Moros.
No, you'll wake up in the bed you've designated for yourself, Barros. So you probably wake up in
You probably try to go.
I mean,
to
Atlas would probably offer
Barrels
Barrels her room then.
yeah.
No, I'll sleep on the pilot seat. Like those chairs are pretty comfy.
Yeah, you just recline back like all the way.
They're
It's
also,
literally
they're
in a
also
car.
biscuit adjacent.
Atlas goes into her room. She's like, "Oh man, they cleaned it. I don't know where anything is."
What's the room layout? Who had what room?
Atlas
So-
is.
Atlas, Astra,
Deez is there.
Volgear.
I can't see like
Hang
anything.
on,
You're gonna
hang
have to
on, let
like
me
write.
just,
You're gonna have to
Okay.
write like a V and A and a.
This is
Okay,
Atlas.
Astra.
This is Astra. This Volgear, and this was Cyrus and nowadays.
My for some reason my roll 20
My roll
is like
20
lagging
just-
to hell. Shit.
Is-
itself.
Stopped. It's not doing anything, Squish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There we go. Now it's
Fine,
fine.
fine. Just refresh it. I think it should work if you refresh it.
We'll get official little icons for the room so that you don't get lost.
But yeah, you all bed down for the evening, get a long rest, so you can get back your lost hit points and things like that.
Yay! My hit points.
Tell us lots.
Yeah, I
Yay.
can set myself on fire again. And hit points.
I'm gonna use my phone.
It's not as exciting as our last long rest wherein I had been on like 20 hit points for like 3 sessions, and it was like, yay!
Oh my god, bed, finally.
I can also actually put Tewa's hit points back up to max because I keep forgetting to put them back, and he's on like 28. Here you go. You can be good, Chimera.
But yeah, you guys all bed down, and Will's
I
dead.
will.
Hey, bed down. You got the next day. Ship repairs were all finished, and you are good to set off. Am I right in assuming you are going to just speed jump, basically, your way along?
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of jump kind of along that route, and the focus is like during the kind of days is going to be
Like
looking
jump,
for trades.
trade,
Yep.
jump, trade, jump,
So,
trade.
are you gonna end? You want to end up, I assume, at like the Celestial Shroud system? That's as furthest you guys have like plotted courses.
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to avoid the Omphalos and avoid the
Yes.
Cariat Nebula?
Yes.
Yes,
No
I think
squid,
so.
no
No squid, no
Volgear.
arrest.
no barrel stab.
It'll be 7
Not
jumps then. To get there.
Right, I'm just gonna knock
Uh,
7 off our mana coils.
So knock 7 off your fuel.
There we go, sorted. I've worked out what it was. I don't know why it was happening, but Steam was eating 90% of my bloody computer.
I'll roll 3 onboard checks, or do you want me to roll them individually?
It doesn't matter. See, I'm gonna need basically 7 onboard and 7 offboard checks, and I'm also gonna need 7 navigator checks as well.
Who's navigator then?
I'm navigating.
Is it you? So, could we everyone do an onboard and offboard?
I don't
and then...
remember how to make navigator checks.
Just do a wisdom plus your proficiency bonus, because you're now fully proficient. So, any skill of wisdom you're proficient in, you just roll that.
My Discord died.
Oh, Mary's Discord died.
Fine, but she's
That's
still
why
here.
she's
She's
biting her lip.
Yeah, mine died a minute ago, so it must be something.
So who's rolling what?
I'll roll. Shall I roll the first day on board and off board in the same one, and then we'll just do it day by day, and we'll just go around the circle.
Yeah.
Sure.
that
So I
works.
need D100s then for those.
2 D100 roll, and then
Oh,
D100.
it's doing that thing where it doesn't want to.
So this is on board first, off board, coming up. 5 years later.
Oh, it's up. Oh no.
Oh, we lost Astra.
That's one.
The call is dying.
I think she's resetting her Discord.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think something's playing up with me as well. I think I need to have a look at my bloody. Because it only ever seems to be when I'm doing this.
Oh.
So I've got 54 and 38.
So if 2 days go
There's
out of a
some-
hitch, Atlas, can you be 6 more of those checks?
So
So
Right.
Barros rolled 2.
yeah, so you Ryan.
Okay.
So
Oh,
you
that
need
wasn't
2
very
D100s.
helpful at all.
59.
59.94.
Yep, that's fine.
I did not roll well.
Shall I just roll another one while we wait for Mary?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
yeah.
Oh, she's back.
But,
Oh.
Where is she back?
Barros, do me a favor, roll me. What's your bonus, Atlas, to this?
I have a +5 to my wisdom. And a +3 proficiency.
Plus
So
8.
that's +8 in total. So you're always coming in above a 10. That's the most important thing.
I am
Um,
so very wise.
Mary, do you want to do two 100s?
Mary,
Short turn.
is your Discord working?
Yeah, I can hear you, so yeah.
Yeah, we can see you.
100s?
2
200
D100s.
days. Oh, 100.
Woo!
That's
Is that good
good,
or bad?
right? Or bad? I don't know.
100% explosion.
Rolling 100 on a
Okay.
D100 is always like, yeah, no, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3,
24.
4. So I need 3 more days, please.
I'll do another one.
All the navigation checks are done, so we're fine with those. No navigation issues. Atlas will have to roll a 1 basically to fuck up.
I am rolling, it's just taking 5 years for the dice to
that's
settle.
You might be better just rolling in roll 20.
There we go.
That's what I did.
80
Good.
and 68.
Oh, that's close, Barros.
Oh.
Oh. And there's also 7.
Hey, 69.
No
That's-
events. Yeah, an uneventful journey back. We can do your trading and stuff like that off. We can do like in
Yeah, off.
session. So if you don't even like
Cool.
talk about it, it'll be like investigation and things like that. But you would have potentially 7 opportunities to make trades.
Fine, so.
Yeah.
So we can always simulate that.
Full game montage.
Yeah, we simulate that montage style for next time.
Montage.
And I need to update
Oh,
the
wow.
Expanse's date because I'll give you
Montage
days
of trading and, you know.
Are we calling it here? Do people need to be up early, or?
I assume so because we normally call it at this time.
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah.
Fine.
So
Just checking, in case anybody wanted to push through.
we can push through if you want. I mean, I
I'm
can.
traveling.
No,
I can do like another 15 minutes. But traveling up to the new
At
castle.
least I'll describe the Celestial Shroud because you've not actually been here before.
Mm.
Well, some of you have, but you've not. Maybe
Some of us lived here.
you've not had it described properly. This is a weird region of space. This is kind of just past the Carius Nebula. It has dense nebulae and like celestial bodies are like hidden in among these like glows of the nebula itself, which kind of like hide planets and things like that in there. This is referred to as the Veil of Shadows, which has said, might have like ancient civilizations lost in it. Like, it's so thick, like it's best to just be avoided. But it's this like beautiful, like stunning tapestry of colors and shadows that kind of like, it go up. And think like Bermuda Triangle, it's like ships readout systems don't work, scanners don't work as well when you're in there and things like that. Kind of similar to how you experienced the arches before in another system, kind of similar way. They kind of interfere a little bit with ship systems. So yeah, the navigation system here is challenging, but there are plenty of secrets to uncover. There are 3 kind of like key areas of interest. There is the main star, which is just Shroud. It's this giant red star at the center of the system. And it kind of casts like a haunting reddish glow across the whole nebula. The biggest planet is Ecliptus, which is like a rocky planet, which is almost like perpetually in twilight because of the thick clouds and nebula around it. Just because the Veil of Shadows is in between it and the sun. And Spectra is a little moon that orbits Ecliptus. There are, on Ecliptus itself, there's like a variety of like research outposts. There is a little mining colony on Spectra, and there is also something that's called the a Shroud Watching Station, which is like a little orbiting station on the edge of the actual Veil of Shadows, which monitors the like interior a little bit as well. It acts like a little waypoint and things like that. But yeah, like if you imagine Ecliptic and Spectra are outside it, and then it's kind of like this like big nebula, like almost blocks out the red sun, but has this like big like diffused red light kind of coming through that can be flown through, and there's definitely things in there, but yeah, it's like your scanners can't pick anything up and people tend to avoid it. But yeah, that's the Celestial Shroud system. And yeah, it is Celestial Shroud because it is on the way towards the Celestials. You are also 3 sectors out from what will be referred to as the front line for the Amalgamate. So military presence here is fairly high. There are a lot of military ships and that like all flag up on your readouts, but they don't bother you. You're not, you're a trading ship. You're still also kind of still close enough to Amalgamate space. You're not like near the front line enough to warrant any questions or queries yet. But as you go down this corridor towards Draconid space, you're likely probably going to be intercepted, or in the future, it is likely to be questions will be asked.
What are we like for fuel?
Question for Volgear.
We have just closed it as well.
Is that up to date? The 4 spare?
Yeah. Because I've just taken it off the reserves.
I will say, Squall
for like
is
ages.
in the Hula.
We have 12.
Oh, okay.
Utopia is where you're from.
Alright, so we have 12.
Yeah. So, yeah, because
So
we.
it's 6 if we don't go through dark space. I think.
Yeah, so we can get there and back, basically.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
That's assuming we don't buy any while we're trading.
Yeah, there's
technically
still, it's not like it's barbaric
1,
over there. You could do it in 4
1,
if you went.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, if we went through dark space, we could get there in 4.
Harry just wants us to go through that space.
Into dark, go into the dark.
He's got
space.
a book that he wants to pull out with a D100 where 1 through 99 is bad things.
What's the challenge rating of how many asteroid spiders?
No. I've got the new book now.
Space
Oh, no.
Tarask.
I've got the new book.
Has anyone ever heard of an asteroid Tarask?
Trask in space.
He's just a regular Tarask, but he has a little space helmet.
But yeah, I mean, unless there's anything else that you guys want to talk about with your companions or do before you call it for the day, that's just giving you the opportunity to
Harry's having to make out an entire stock market and trade market for me and Beros.
Just
We're
ask
probably gonna-
ChatGPT to make me one.
Probably gonna have a few questions for Days about Dragon in Space and if she's seen it or been there or what's the safest route that she know of, but that's a conversation for another night.
Yeah, you can have that another time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely something worth asking her.
Have you ever been through not the black space as well?
Technically, I've also traveled this route, but I was bunkered down as a stowaway in a merchant ship, so I don't know very much.
Well, I mean, like, what you'll generally from yourselves, because a few of you crossed this border before, as long as you're not a military vessel, you should be fine. However, Draconid space, there have been reports that, like, merchant vessels have come under attack from Draconid, like, military vessels. But that's from the amalgamates. Like,
So for all we know, on the other side, they might be like the amalgamate ships
it
are
could
attacking.
just be propaganda. But Daze would swear that that's, like, true. She would say she's seen it before. Something like that.
False news. It's false news.
Call us fake news. Fake news. Ah, fuck my ear. But yeah, with that,
There
that's-
goes your entire American audience.
Bye, America. I didn't
Yeah.
want you anyway.
50% of them at least.
But yeah, and with that, that is where we're gonna finish for tonight. Why the fuck is there a little squid and a little salad in the bottom right-hand corner of the fucking map?
To remind us who we're fighting.
But Atlas is
Oh yeah,
number
because
one.
we need reminding.
But yeah, that's where we're up for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week, most likely, if everything goes to plan. Bye, bye.